right, what's going on, everybody? Who be 186 back again with the Overrated Podcast, episode 125. Good to do this again on a regular basis, and yeah, man, got a lot to talk about, man. Most of what's going on, man. How you
Yeah,
doing?
101 is here.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why we have a lot to talk about is because these are my topics.
And
uh
I have a feeling that you're gonna be spending after the Super Bowl. I have a feeling you're gonna be spending a lot of time complaining. So
only about one game. I don't know what else I should be complaining about.
I don't know. I have a feeling that you got something to complain about.
About the game. But what else am I going to complain about?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, what's going on with you, man? How's it going?
Yeah, everything's all good. Everything's all good. Um, I got some, good, comics, but I'll share that. I'll share those next week since we're running out of time, and I have to work early morning, so I'll do that next week. But yeah, for the most part, the weekend was pretty good. Saw a very crazy. I mean, I know some people complain about the Super Bowl, but I know, to me, I felt like it was a very great defensive game, which I probably, in my opinion, haven't seen in such a long time. Both defenses from both teams really showed up. But we'll talk about the Super Bowl very soon. But yeah, the weekend was fine. I took care of some stuff, and yeah, hopefully this week will continue to go smoothly with no interruptions and no with no mishaps. That's what I'm hoping for. But how was your weekend? Anything new? Anything exciting? How's the new house? Any updates?
No, just the same old, same old. Just just making sure everything's good here. Like I said, watch the game. And
Uh,
that's
it seemed like you had internet issues again during the past few days.
yeah, it was just weird. I don't know why it happened, but I got it fixed. I'm good. We're good.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like the only issues that we kind of only have now, the only hiccups that we seems to be having is me with my camera issue at times, and you and your microphone a little bit. But I'm glad that it has nothing to do with the internet. I mean, with no internet, we can't proceed. So I'm glad that is over and done with.
Yeah, yeah. So all right, so I mean, all right, with that out the way, you wanna get right into it with the Super Bowl.
You go first.
All right, so yeah. Since since you have all the topics, but
Yes.
yeah. So like I said, I watched that in my room, and then as the game went on, I had to watch it at work. Like you said, it was a defensive battle in the first half. Both teams with really bad turnovers in the red zone. I know McCaffrey had an interception. Not an interception, a fumble earlier on, and then how did I know Kansas City had a fumble? Well, who fumbled?
Yeah, they had a fumble in the end zone also, I believe.
Right, yeah, in the second quarter, and then pretty much I think I thought San Francisco in the first half completely dominated Kansas City. Completely dominated Kansas City. Like
Agreed.
Brock Purdy was excellent in the first half. Um, and I thought that San Francisco. I didn't think they were gonna win because, like I said, I picked Kansas City to win, but I thought San Francisco did a very good job in the first half, and then it culminated in the trick play to take the lead. I think they were up 10-3.
Mm-hmm.
No. It was no.
Zero, I think.
Yeah, it was 10-0. Kansas City went down the field, get a field goal, so they were down 10-3. Going into halftime. Now, I didn't watch the beginning of the third quarter because I decided to play Tekken instead.
Oh my
So,
gosh, this
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, then halftime. I wasn't watching. I was gonna watch the halftime show. I was gonna play some Tekken. So I played Tekken. By the time I was done playing Tekken, I missed the Mahomes interception, but I didn't miss much else. And then
once the interception had happened, that convinced me that the game. Okay, I said 49ers got this game because I believe they turned the ball over. I think 3 times. If I'm
Kansas
not
City.
Yeah, no. You know what? No, I think they had 3 fumbles, but I think they recovered one of them.
Well, I know they had two. There were 2 turnovers. Each team had 2 turnovers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because I think the muff punt, like I
Yeah,
forgot who.
that
Yeah,
that that was. If you tell me what was the turning point in that game, it was that punt, that muff punt.
yeah,
Because they scored a touchdown. Kansas City scored a touchdown right after that, and they were in the game. I actually, I would say they were leading. They took the lead with that touchdown because they got a field goal. They got another field goal, so it was 10-6, and then they scored a touchdown, and then it made it all right 13 to 10.
hmm
And then when I was in the car, I was listening to it in the radio as I was headed to work. San Francisco scored a touchdown, and they missed the extra point.
that was crazy. When
Yeah,
they blocked that, I was like, wow, that was going to cost them, and I knew it. I knew that it did. But
it really did. Yeah, it really did. It was the two biggest plays in the game were special team plays when you really think about it.
hmm
So all right, so they scored, but they missed the extra point. So it was a 16-13 game. Then they exchanged field goals back and forth, and then pretty much the game. I would say the game got better in the fourth quarter. Like I like with you. I don't mind a defensive struggle. Like both teams had their moments defensively. I don't mind that. But like I said, like with Mahomes, they like when the game on the line, you have Mahomes with the ball. I knew the game wasn't going to be over. So Kansas City, they tied the game. I thought they're gonna win it there. I thought they're gonna try to win it, but they decided, let's get the field goal, and then they go to overtime. Now, I'm seeing people criticize Kyle Shanahan for taking the ball first in overtime, and
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
they did.
and
They
I'm
did.
like, I'm like, why? Why? Because let's be real. Up to that point, they moved the ball better than Kansas City did.
hmm
You know what I mean? Like all they had to do was score a touchdown, and they would have still been, in the game. But they weren't able to because Kansas City defense, definitely got better in the second half. I mean, they were good the whole game, but they really turned it up in the second half. And it is what it is. The only thing is that, like, they when it came time to stop Patrick Mahomes, they couldn't. And there's no
Yeah,
shame in that.
it's especially when it was the fourth quarter. Because remember how I constantly gave Brock Purdy credit because pretty much calling him clutch in the fourth quarter, and he did good in the fourth quarter also. Like he the Chiefs took the lead, he marched them right back down the field, they scored, and when they went to overtime, they went down the field again. I thought he did a phenomenal job. McCaffrey, he had an excellent game as well. McCaffrey, like that dude, bro. He had a phenomenal game. The only
You think? Wait, let me ask you a question real quick. If San Francisco won, do you think he would have been MVP?
that would have been tough. I honestly believe it honestly would have been between Purdy and McCaffrey. I don't know who would have won. I think it was that close because they both had a very great performance. The only thing is though, because he did have that fumble, I think they would have given it to Brock if they had won.
Yeah, it depend. I think it depends. If they had won, let's say, all right. So if they're in overtime and Ryan McCaffrey runs it in for a touchdown and they end up winning the game, then I think they would have given it to McCaffrey. If it was like a touchdown pass and Kansas City couldn't match, then they probably would have given it to Purdy.
Yeah.
Let me answer this question from David, and I see all you guys comments. I'll comment in a second, but let me answer this question first from David. All right, first off, how you doing, bro? Good to
Shout
have
out
you
to you,
here.
Dave. I'm glad you're here, brother.
He said that you gotta be an absolute idiot to not take the ball first, and OT doesn't a touchdown first drive in the game. No, it doesn't.
And there's something I want to mention also regarding that. But yeah, go ahead, Ruby.
So pretty much the way that the new overtime rules go is that each team gets a possession.
Yes.
Right. So you get the ball first, regardless of what happens. Team gets the ball. If they score more points in that possession than you, then the game's over. So let's say if you get the ball first and you don't score, they get the ball and they kick a field goal, then the game's over.
Mm-hmm.
If you kick a field goal first drive, and then they go back and hit and score a touchdown like we saw in the game, then the game's over. If you guys match points, let's say field goal, touchdown, then I think the next score wins. So that's how that goes.
And or if let's say an offensive team, let's say the 49ers had the ball and had, let's say if there was a safety or let's say there was an interception like a pick six,
the game's over then too.
Yeah.
So,
The game is automatically over. Now about the whole thing about the rules being changed. First thing I want to say is this should have been the rule from the get-go. From the get-go. And I remember, I don't know if you remember, but we had a small debate, regarding that, because I think you liked the previous rule that we had before. I love this rule.
Me personally, I think they should go to the college football overtime,
where you automatically in the
I think you start in the 35-yard line.
Oh, 35,
yeah. You start from 35 and you try to get it in. Pretty much it. It's pretty much the same. Like if you're in the 35, you score a touchdown, then the other team has to score a touchdown to match. They have to match your result or do better than your result. You just start from 35 instead of doing pretty much a regular football game. I prefer that. Now, I think the old playoff rule was that if you kick what was the old overtime rule? What was it?
The old overtime rule was that even if you kick a field goal, you automatically win.
I didn't know. I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
Yeah, that one was crazy. That one was
because there was a rule where if you score a touchdown on your first possession, you win.
You automatically win, correct?
Yeah. And to me, like I said, I prefer the overtime rule. I think my opinion was your defense has to keep the other team from scoring the touchdown. I think that was my opinion. Keep them away from scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, I couldn't believe you supported that. I didn't like that because you still prevented the other team from having a chance to score. Which is why I love this rule so much. And all the people on Twitter who were complaining about, oh no, we shouldn't have a rule change. I'm saying this is the best fair way to play.
No, I mean this is better. Like this rule is better. I just always say you put the onus on the defense to stop the team from scoring a touchdown. That's always been my thing. Put the onus on the defense just to stop you.
Well, then that means you were perfectly fine if there wasn't a rule change. Then
I mean, it don't matter. Like I said, it don't matter to me. Like I said, like this rule is better, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to me.
It
You
doesn't
got you
matter.
gotta have you're gonna have a winner and you're gonna have a loser.
Well, it matters to me, and I'm thankful that the league finally had some common sense to make that rule change. Now, the thing that shocked me was that there it was a report that most of all the 49ers team didn't even know about the rule change.
Yeah, I did hear that.
They didn't know anything, about the rule change. And frankly, a couple of the Kansas City teams, didn't know. But here's the thing. I heard that if everyone had known about the rule change, that they will probably would have deferred to Kansas City. Now I don't know how true that is. I don't know how true that is, but I think by receiving the ball receiving the ball first, people have been saying, like, in news media, sports media, they have been saying that's actually an advantage for for the Chiefs, because once they get the ball second, like, they actually know if it's four down territory. They know if they could get a touchdown to win the game, if the other team had a field goal. Like, better preparation, it seems, that what they're
But
trying to say.
the thing is that naturally, if you win a coin toss, you always defer. That's always been something that most teams do. They normally give the other team the ball first.
In overtime.
No, no, not in overtime. Like during the regular game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Now, since the overtime rules has changed, like I guess people just assume that you give them the ball first because now it's not first score and you win. It's not that anymore.
Yeah.
So they figured that you figured that they will just do it the way they do it in a regular game. Me personally, to me, it doesn't matter. If you take the ball first, you have an offense littered with great talent. You give it you put it on them to score, and I mean they scored 3 points. They scored 3 points, and I know it's difficult to it's a difficult ask, but San Francisco have a very good defense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So your job at that point in time is to stop Patrick Mahomes and this Kansas City Chiefs, and they simply couldn't do it. Simply
Yeah.
couldn't do it. Like, yeah, sometimes the better team just wins, right? Like it just, I see a lot of people there. I see people, blaming Kyle Shanahan. They're blaming, I saw a couple guys blaming Brock Purdy. I'm like, bro,
What
like there's nothing.
what did Brock Purdy do?
Apparently, he didn't help them win, which is
What?
like,
He went down the field.
bro, like I'm watching First Take and this Steve Smith, Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp criticizing Purdy,
Well,
and
I, I
I'm
don't
like,
I don't really watch First Take. So, what did they say? Do you
no,
remember?
like they're pretty much saying like now they're not putting all the blame on Purdy, but they're basically saying when the going gets tough, he couldn't beat Patrick Mahomes, and it's like
That's a
you
bunch of
guys
BS.
say you guys say that like it's an insult, like you're talking about potentially one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Well, like there's no and I watched the game. He didn't play. He didn't play poorly, and there were stretches in the game where he outplayed Mahomes. So
The only if they wanted to criticize him when they had the interception, and then I think it was a 3-and-out. If you want to have a complaint about that, I mean, I guess I could understand, because when you have 2, 3 turnovers in a game, you should win that game. You should. But every single time when there was a turnover, I don't think they converted, to any points. There was no points that was scored. So I could understand, that to that degree. But at the end of the day, though,
he put
he
them in
did
position
his
to win
job.
the game. Yeah,
Yeah,
he put him in position to win.
and unfortunately, they had a field goal in overtime because obviously the offensive lineman, couldn't protect him. And it was so close too. It was very, very close, but they didn't protect him, so he had to throw the ball away. I
And
mean,
you also take into account Kansas City has a great defense.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like people just don't look at it. They look more so to blame than the praise, because they know that the blame is gonna get most of the attention.
And when you think about it, when you watch the game, I think in between both teams, I think there was a total of four or five. No, but I think it was 4 sacks between both teams, 4 turnovers between both teams. So like the defense stepped up on both sides. The defense completely stepped up, which is why I'm not really complaining that it was mainly a defensive game in the first half. I actually thought it was a very refreshment because they were completely dominated. It felt like as um Mahomes and Brock Purdy, for that matter, was in constant pressure, but yet they were still able to go down the field somewhat, especially Purdy in the first half. It was just unfortunate that McCaffrey had that first fumble. I mean,
Yeah,
that was. I mean, look, it is what it is. The defense stepped up. That's
but
it.
it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt them. It looked like Kansas City turnovers didn't hurt them, but San Francisco turnovers hurt San Francisco. And it always feels that way when you're going against, great players like, Mahomes and Brady and, like guys like that, the all-time greats. So what I'm going to do, let me read some comments and then I'll
Are
ask.
you
Hmm?
are you now that the season's over?
Hmm.
How now that the season's over, and even though they lost, and I know you're not going to apologize because you're too prideful to apologize. How how do you feel about Brock Purdy now? Because I remember you didn't want to give him a chance, you didn't want to talk about him, but clearly you have no choice now because he went to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
but overall, I have 2 questions for you before you read the comments.
Hmm.
How do you feel about him now? And do you officially agree with me that he's better than Tua?
He's not better than Tua.
My
He's not.
gosh.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
Oh,
But
he's
go
not.
ahead.
The numbers show that he's not. But with that said, like he's your quarterback for the future, right? Now, I don't know if they're going to sign him long term. I think they should, because at the end of the day, you're not going to keep, Ryan McCaffrey, you're not going to keep him there forever. Debo Samuel, you're not going to keep him there forever. All you really got to do is like George Kittle, you're not going to keep him there forever. So it's going to be the years after that's going to be tough for them. And if you think Brock Purdy is the guy to lead a young core wide receivers and running backs into the future, then you pay him. If not, you're probably gonna get rid of him. I don't think they're gonna get rid of him, but he's your quarterback of the future. Now, if I had to put a ranking on him right now, as far as top quarterbacks in the league, he's probably top 15. He's
I mean,
top 15.
that's not impressive.
He's the top half of the league. Like I think it's perfectly fine where he's at. Top 15, like you can make an argument for top 10, but like you said, he played very well in the game, so you can't like I can't dismiss him anymore. But you saying that he's better than Tua, if you're gonna say he's better than Tua, then you might as well say he's better than Herbert. You might as well say he's better than Burrow. You might as well say he's better than Lamar.
Tua's
You
not
might as
better
well
than
say, hmm?
Tua's not better than Bro or Lamar Jackson.
I didn't say he was.
So why so if he's better than Tua, why does that mean he's better than Burrow?
I mean, I'm just saying, if you think Brock Purdy is better than Tua, then you might as well say he's better than every other top flight quarterback outside of Mahomes.
No, I wouldn't put Tua, up
Why
there.
not? No, it's not about Tua. It's about Purdy, because you're sitting there. You're the one that's been trumping up this dude since the beginning.
Of course.
So you might also, if you think he's better than a quarterback who led the league in passing, right? Who was top half in touchdown rating, touchdown passes. If you think he's better than him, then why? Well, how can you not? How can you sit there with a straight face and say he's not better than a Lamar Jackson?
No, because I think because Lamar Jackson can also be can also run with the ball effectively, and be a huge difference maker with his legs. No, I'm not going to put him ahead of
Why not?
Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is far better than Tua.
We're not talking about Tua. We're talking about Purdy. You keep bringing up Tua. I'm talking about Purdy.
No, we have to bring up Tua because you said, "Oh, if he's better than Tua, then he might as well be better than everybody else." No,
why not?
No.
He's done more winning than Lamar has. He's done more winning than Josh Allen has.
That's true.
You think he's better than Jalen Hurts?
No.
Why not? He's done more winning than Jalen Hurts.
I know, but you could clearly see that because of all the talent that Tua had, especially with Tyreek Hill, you could clearly see that he was really so dependent on Tyreek to get those type of numbers.
And you think Purdy's not
as much as Tua, no.
Really, because we've been through this. When he didn't have those guys, he was average. Not even average. He was bad. And Tua's never been that bad. Never been that bad. Brock Purdy is a byproduct of the talent around him. It is what it is. It's not a bad thing.
Oh, please.
It's not a bad thing. Because like I mentioned before, Jimmy Garoppolo with that same talent didn't look nowhere near as good. Not even close. But you just sit there and say, "Oh, he's better than Tua." Then why can't he be better than Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert? Why can't he be better than those guys?
Oh, he could. I believe he does have the potential to be better than those guys. But I mean, putting him in top 15 to see how great he is because he has good numbers too. He has good. He has excellent numbers.
Of course he does. But the thing is that we praise him for the excellent number, but yet we disqualify Tua's number because he has Tyreek Hill. How does that work?
No, you already you already know how that works. Without Tyreek Hill, that's a completely different team. But without one receiver, you know that.
Okay. And this San Francisco team, even without Brock Purdy, they've gone far in the playoffs. They went to the Super Bowl 4 years ago without Purdy.
I mean, I know it was a completely different team, but they also went to the Super Bowl with Kaepernick. I mean, let's not.
No, I'm not. No, that's too far. But I'm talking like within the last 5 years. This San Francisco 49er team is loaded with talent.
Unfortunately, they had to face Patrick Mahomes. If it was anybody else, they probably would have won.
Probably. But we never know.
They probably would have won. But yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, all right, sisters in the chat, what's going on with me? Multa said he didn't watch. David said they only watched the first half in OT. Just wasn't feeling it this year.
I think the reason why you wasn't feeling it, David, was because what me and Hoovy had mentioned earlier is because of the fact that it was mainly a defensive game. And with all the turnovers and the 3 and outs that we had, because remember, not only did we have 4 turnovers between both teams, we had 4 sacks between both teams, and both teams punted the ball 5 times. So it was massively a defensive game, and I think maybe you just wasn't used to that. You was mainly focusing. You probably wanted more of an offensive game. It was a low score game. But it did pick up in the second half. So you missed a really good second half, unfortunately.
All right. So Multa says since he's moving to LA, he's gonna become a fan of the Lakers, Dodgers, and Raiders. Well, the Raiders play in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
All right. So I read that. And Multa said hopefully we start the next era for Lakers because LeBron and AD ain't it. Those guys aren't the problem. The problem is the other guys on your team, including Austin Reeves, who thinks better than Tyler Hero, and that's simply not true. And the numbers prove that. You got a lot of mid on that team, and part of it is LeBron James is LeBron's fault. All right, so you acknowledges it's a good change. Overtime is a good change.
Yeah, LeBron LeBron doesn't play defense anymore, so he's part of the problem.
He's also like 40.
Okay, he's part of the problem.
He's also 40.
He's not
And
40
it's
yet.
and, well, come on, that dude's basically 40.
No, he's not 40 yet. Get it
He's
right.
basically 40. He's basically 40. Like conspiracy agents in the chat, what's going on, bro? Been a while. Yes.
Yeah, we missed you, man. Definitely missed you. I hope you've been doing well, brother.
Brian's in the chat. What's going on, man? You said I watched and saw the scripted nightmare at the end. Taylor Swift and Scary Spice's ugly cousin doing demon witchcraft.
Oh, wait, hold on. Brian, when was that? Are you
joking?
Are you joking for real, or are you serious? Hoopy thinks you're joking. I think you're serious, but let me know.
All right, so you said no, I wasn't feeling it before the game even started. I think I was bitter because every team I rooted for in the playoffs this year lost like every game.
Well, who were the teams that you were rooting for? You got to put the list on there. Like, how many teams were you rooting for? Who's your favorite team, by the way? And go ahead, Ruby.
The Raiders are Oakland for life. Davis moved them away and sucked for that. Boo. I mean, they may be Oakland for life, but right now they're in Las Vegas and they ain't leaving anytime soon. Don't matter about him being 40 on 50 as a month ago. Congratulations. He said he's serious, but I'm going to contend that he's
joking. Right. See there. You see, he was actually serious. You were wrong. I was right. He was serious. So what do you have to say about that?
I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, you don't care about anything. But Brian, what I need to know. You need to give details, because when you mention stuff like witchcraft or whatever, like, I'm not saying that stuff is not true. I do believe a lot of these people do put themselves in that position. I mean, for goodness sake, we have all these witchcraft, voodoo, Santeria, all that other garbage that people participate in. So I think some of it is actually true, but specifically about the Super Bowl, you need to give details, and then I'll look it up later. But here's the thing.
Wait. I gotta stop you. I gotta stop you right there.
I wanted to. This was about Taylor Swift, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Look, I don't give two flying fucks about Taylor Swift, right? But let me ask you a quick question. When you have a PS5, you have a bunch of retro games that you don't use. You have access to a whole bunch of comic books, a lot of them that I feel like you don't read, and yet you spend your time looking up bullshit on the internet.
Feeling and actual, doing what I said I'm going to do is two different things.
So
you can feel whatever you want.
You spend your time looking up research on stupid shit like this, like that, like you're really going to look up Taylor Swift witchcraft?
Well, to see if it's legit or not. I mean, what's wrong? You
think okay? So okay.
No. Answer that question. What's wrong with looking it up? What's wrong with looking that up?
Because it's bullshit. That's why. I don't need to look it up to know that it's bullshit. But regardless of that,
so the fact that you personally know people who do that type of stuff, but because it's Taylor Swift, it's BS.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with Taylor Swift. Like I said, I don't care about Taylor Swift. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in any of that stuff. So why would I waste my time looking it up?
You don't believe in it, but yet you know people who partake in it.
That's fine, but doesn't mean that I participate in it. Doesn't mean I entertain it.
Okay, but does that mean it doesn't exist?
I don't care if it exists. I'm not wasting my time looking it up because I don't believe in it. So why would I look it up?
You don't. Okay, what do you mean by you don't believe in it?
I don't believe in it. Period.
Meaning what?
I don't believe in it. That's all you need to know.
What does that mean?
I don't believe in it.
Oh, you're not gonna answer the question. But all
I
right,
already answered. I answered the question 3 times. I don't believe in it. Now 4 times.
no, you're not answering the
I
question.
do. Do I believe that Taylor Swift is doing voodoo in the halftime of Super Bowl? The answer is no. So why would I look it up?
Okay.
No, no. If you want to look it up, go ahead. I'm just trying to figure out when do you have all this time to look up
I,
all this all this.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting on Brian to give me the details. That's all I'm. That's all I'm saying. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the details. Like specifically, like when did it happen? What was she doing? Like that's what I
And
need.
look,
I don't want broad, type of answers.
look, respectfully, Brian, thank you for being on with us. I don't believe you. I don't believe that you saw it. I don't believe that you know what you're talking about. Respectfully. That's all I
Respectfully,
know is respectfully. No,
get out of here.
respectfully.
No,
Respectfully.
every time whether when we have Brian or when we have Eddie talk about conspiracy stuff, you completely dismiss all of it. I don't want to hear
Yeah,
anything about respectfully because you dismiss it every time when they try to bring it up.
Steve. You're not going. You're not
That's
going.
you.
You're
That's
not.
you.
You're not. Steve. You're not going to have. I'm not going to waste my time dismissing the greatness of Patrick Mahomes. I'm not doing that.
Wait, we're not talking about
We,
Patrick
no, we are talking about Patrick Mahomes because
Mahomes.
what Brian is telling you,
Okay.
is that he thinks that Taylor Swift is the reason why they won yesterday. And I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting my time entertaining it. Now, you want to entertain it, that's fine. You have every right to entertain it. But that's what he's saying, and I just don't believe him. I just don't believe him. It is well, you're not a big deal. I'm not trying to crucify him.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
are.
trying to.
But yeah, you are. But here, look, listen. This is what I wanted to say. Regarding Taylor Swift. I've seen and heard, whether it's on Twitter, on YouTube, etc. People complaining about the NFL is constantly showing Taylor Swift like almost on every other play. Like when there's a big play, they're constantly seeing her celebrating, all cheering, for Kelsey or just for the team in general. And people are constantly complaining about it. And this is what I have to say. I understand your complaint. I do. But at the end of the day, if it's going to generate them money and if it's going to have casual people watch, it's actually a very good business strategy. Now, do I care about that? No, I don't. Like I don't care. Now, is she a beautiful woman? Of course she is. But I don't care enough to see her, on TV. But the problem is, they're saying that's what a lot of people are saying. The reason why the NFL is constantly putting her on camera, showcasing her on camera, is because it's going to generate more ratings, more revenue. When you have more ratings, you have more revenue. So it's a very good business strategy by the NFL. Now, do I think they purposely put Kansas City in the Super Bowl because of Taylor Swift? No, I don't. I don't. I personally believe Patrick Mahomes is a very great quarterback. He's number one. Nobody could touch that dude. And to me, who's calling me? And to me, like again, to me, Taylor Swift, it's a smart strategy by the NFL to constantly put her on camera because people are going to tune in because of her. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, that's what it is. It's just business strategy. It's just one of the ways the NFL wants to secretly make their money. And look, kudos to them. They succeeded in doing that. But one last thing I want to mention real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
People were complaining about, oh, the NFL was showing Taylor Swift, but yet they were also complaining, oh, when Simone Biles was in attendance, they didn't give her the same recognition. Listen, for all you people constantly complaining about that, there's a as phenomenal as Simone Biles is and what she has accomplished and all the gold medals that she have won, she does not have as nearly the same following as Taylor Swift does. Taylor Swift is in top 10 as having the biggest following on Twitter and on IG. Simone Biles barely has 1 million followers, so it's not even close. I don't want to hear this complaining about, oh, it's because she's black. It's not a race issue, it's a money issue. Because Taylor Swift generates so much money, of course they're going to put her on camera every single time. They're not going to do that for Simone Biles. So you guys, you guys and gals, like seriously, like stop wasting your time complaining about nonsense. All right, all right, go ahead.
Okay, the Taylor Swift stuff, I actually do agree with you.
What?
She's the biggest about them putting her front and center. She's the biggest star in the world. Like, it is
Yeah,
what it is. Like, regardless of what you think about her, Brian, you call her a devil worshiper, and all the other crap.
he said that
Um,
here.
yeah, he said that here. You're gonna read this comic. I'm not entertaining this anymore, respectfully. But the
Respect.
thing is, the thing is this, right? She's the biggest star in the world, and she's dating a high profile athlete.
Yes.
And I mean, it is what it is, bro. I don't want to sit there and waste my time being like, oh well, oh they show her, but they didn't show this person, that person. I mean, it is what it is, man. Like she has a insane following. If Jay-Z was playing football right now, and Beyonce was, Beyonce is in that level, they would be giving that relationship the same type of attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, like famous people, like the upper echelon of famous people get that amount of attention. It is what it is. It is.
And yeah, and mind you, a lot of these, like the NBA does it all the time. Like they show whatever celebrities, in front and center, like almost in every game, especially like during the playoffs and NBA finals. Like they do it all the time. Like they just give all these celebrities recognition. They're celebrities, so at the end of the day, like I understand why sports leagues do it. It makes sense. And as far as you saying that she's like one of the top, yeah, yeah, because I think she's on par with President Obama with one of the most followings. I think she has a little bit more than him. I can't remember. I looked it up several months ago when they were complaining about some mobiles and stuff like that. Like she is a mega superstar. So I get it. I completely understand why they do it. And you're right. You're 100% correct.
All right. So let me get to the comments. So let me read some more comments. She was wearing. Yeah, you read it. You read it. I'm not wasting my time with this. Respectfully, Brian, I'm not wasting my time with this.
Yeah, yeah. Whatever. I don't know. Okay. He says she was wearing an upside down cross, and throwing devil horns. Now, um, to me, when somebody is wearing an upside down cross, I do find that disrespectful. I don't care what you say, Evan. I do find that disrespectful because they know exactly what they're doing. They know that the cross supposed to be right side up or whatever how you say it. But when you have an upside down cross, like seriously, that is disrespectful. That's not what Christianity or Jesus Christ should be represented, having an upside down cross. Now he also says for the championships, I was rooting for the Lions.
David.
Oh,
I'll read it. For the
oh,
championship, I was rooting for the Lions and Ravens, and I was rooting for the Bills before that. Jets and Bills are my two favorite
wait,
teams.
hold on. Wait, David, you stay in New York. Why are you? Well, the Bills, I guess I understand, but the Lions. Well, why?
No,
Why are you?
I don't get that shit. No, he probably didn't want San Francisco in the championship, probably.
No, okay, but he also put the Ravens and
Yeah, he probably didn't want the Kansas City in the championship because he said he wasn't feeling the game at all because I guess he didn't want those two teams in.
oh, okay. I thought
Yeah,
it was because
I heard people say that too. They're like, oh, this is a boring Super Bowl because like Kansas City and San Francisco's in it. I mean, I understand it. This I don't understand.
But here's the thing though, Hoovy. do you, what I think is happening. People are getting sick and tired of seeing Patrick Mahomes the way they've been sick and tired of seeing Tom Brady.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
I think that's the problem. I don't necessarily think I don't necessarily think San Francisco is that big of an issue. I
Yeah.
think it's really the Kansas. I think the fact that now Mahomes just won another ring. That's his third one in like 4 or 5 years, and so they're just getting sick and tired of him winning. They're tired of it. He's beating everybody. He beat freaking the top two seeds in the league.
Yeah.
So they're sick and tired of this dude. But look, the guy's phenomenal. He's the MJ, or he's the new Tom Brady, whatever you want to call it, or he's the new, whatever. If you want to say the new Kobe or the new Kareem, but mainly they're saying the new MJ in the NFL, which I think is fair because he's far better than everybody else by far.
Jets and Bills are my two favorite teams. I don't understand that. I don't understand that.
Why? Because they're in the same division.
They're division rivals. Like I don't know. I don't get it. But to each his own, I guess. To each his own. He's trying to convince Brian trying to convince me that it happened. Even if it happened, I don't care, Brian. And saying that there's a video. Bro, there's video of anything on it. You can find videos of anything on the internet. As long as if I see it with my own two eyes, then I'll believe it. But especially in this day and age with AI, no, I'm good.
I think you're full of crap. Even if you saw the video, you wouldn't believe it.
No, I probably wouldn't believe it.
Exactly. I probably wouldn't. Don't say that you would. You would not.
Okay, so let me read this. I give a shit about Mahomes. I'm just saying she's hanging out with devil worshippers. The game was lost because it looked very scripted. Why would I waste my time addressing this? Do you think the game was scripted? Let me ask you a question. A serious question. Do you think the game was scripted?
Why would you waste your time?
Do you think the game was scripted?
Can we take this one by one? You said why would you waste your time?
Yeah, why would I waste my time talking about this?
Why would you waste your time talking about it? The reason why I think you have time to waste to talk about this is because for me, I want details. I mean, I don't see what the issue is for asking for details. If you want me to respond,
no. First of all, you haven't responded. I asked you a question, you didn't respond. But let me tell you this. Let me give you a perfect analogy, right? And again, I'm gonna say this respectfully. If someone tells me 2 + 2 is 5, I'm not trying to figure out how they got to that answer. If someone tells me 2 + 2 is 5, I'm not wasting my time trying to find the answer. I'm gonna be like, okay, and then I'm gonna move on.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say okay and then move on.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I think the thing you should do is to correct that person. But go ahead.
I mean, I like I said, I look. I don't know anything about Taylor Swift. I don't know. And frankly, I don't care. Do I think she's a devil worshiper? I'm going to sit there and say no. But again, I don't know. Even if she is, does that affect my life whatsoever? No. So why would I waste my time trying to find information on someone I don't care about whether or not she's a devil worshiper or not?
Okay.
You can answer that question if you
want. Look, if she is a devil worshiper, shame on her. That's not who she should be worshiping. She should be worshiping Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. That's who she should be worshiping. But if she's worshiping, the devil, then clearly she is in for a rude awakening when Judgment Day comes. But I don't want to start, talking about religion because I know that's what you despise. But look,
and do you think it was scripted?
Do I think it was scripted? No.
All right. So what? So he says it was scripted. I don't think it is.
I don't think it was scripted, and I gave my time listening to these people on Twitter and on IG when they were saying, "Oh, look at the colors." They were predicting that it was going to be the Ravens and 49ers because they were saying, "Oh, look at the colors. It's like purple and red."
Yeah, Aaron
So,
Rodgers did that shit.
huh?
Aaron Rodgers did that.
Aaron Rodgers did that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I missed that one. But that's what everybody was doing on IG. Everybody was saying, not everybody, but a lot of people were saying that, oh, because of that, because the logo of the color of the logo, it's going to be the Ravens and the 49ers. Oh, go back to when it was before. I think last year it was who were the two teams last year again? It was uh who was it last year?
It
Oh
was
my
Kansas City and Philadelphia.
I'm trying to remember if that was the color. Yeah. There was a similar color to that, and they were saying, "Oh, look at the color, follow the color, follow the color, follow the colors." And now it's going to be the Ravens, and I'm like, okay, so what happened? So I thought you guys said it was supposed to be the Ravens and San Francisco, and you know what they said? Oh, they changed the script because social media caught on that what they were doing.
I mean, this is what Brian believes. Brian believed this. So, and look how dismissive you was of that. Look how dismissive you was. Now, because I'm being dismissive, then all of a sudden I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, because at least I took the time to listen to what they had to say, and then to find out when the Super Bowl happened, knowing that who was entering the Super Bowl, they were clearly wrong. The Ravens didn't go.
So we both reached the same conclusion, but because I didn't waste my time looking up something I already knew was fake, I'm the bad guy.
I mean, at the very least, give it a chance.
No, fuck no. Like I said, I'm not going to waste my time trying to find out if 2 + 2 is 5. I'm just saying. Like respect. Like I said, respectfully. I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm just being honest.
All right, so let me read this because I know you're not going to read it. Don't act like I'm making this up. There's
No,
50
read this. Oh no, my bad. We didn't read that one. Okay, go ahead.
there's like 50 videos of her involved in it on this show, and even more breakdowns on her symbolism, along with little Nas X. I don't care about that dude, but I think that dude is off. Something's wrong with him. He needs help. She's huge, but there's something's there. Bottom line, I don't think it affected the game, but come on, Hoovy.
Wait. No. Stop.
What?
Listen. Brian. Respectfully, buddy. You can't look at let's scroll back up. You can't write this. Where's it at?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the part where you say it looks scripted. You can't type that and then say this. You can't, bro. You can't do that, bro. You can't sit there, throw out the conspiracy about it being scripted, and then be like, "Oh, well, I'm not saying it affected the game." That's clearly what you're saying. Now you're backpedaling, and bro, just stand on business. If you think it's scripted, then it's scripted. If you're intimating under any circumstance that there are outside forces that affected that game, then you're saying it's scripted. Bro, just stand on business. Believe what you believe. Again, I don't have to believe you. And clearly I don't believe you. But if you believe what you want to believe, then that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I just don't believe you, bro. And it's okay. We can believe different things. Critical Drop is in the chat. What's going on, man? Apparently, yeah, Funimation is dead.
What's the news about it?
Apparently they merged with Crunchyroll, and I guess Funimation in the process, because you know when there's mergers that happen, the first thing that happens is either you lose content, you lose access to content, or people get fired.
True.
So,
all right, I'll look more, but that's crazy news. I didn't know about that. This must have
Yeah, this happened a couple days ago. But to me, since I don't really watch anime like that, it doesn't really affect me. Right, so Malta says I heard last night was the Taylor Swift show. Yeah, it was. Right. Yeah, but there was a good game in there. All right. Why would you waste time? She's part of the show. Yeah, but I didn't watch. I don't watch the Super Bowl for Taylor Swift. She just happened to be there, and your viewers are showing interest. So maybe for show content, why not discuss it? It's good business, plain and simple. And we discussed it.
You didn't want to, but that's true. He's right.
Hoobie, you good? Yeah, I'm excellent. I'm excellent, bro.
Yeah, sure you are. Yeah, okay. you wanted to use you were being rude, but you tried to say
I know
respectfully.
I'm not being rude. I'm just being honest.
Okay.
All right,
Because
so
we know that stuff pisses you off. But continue.
no, here's the thing. The one thing that I'm doing this year is I'm gonna try to get less angry. I don't want to get upset over trivial shit.
Good.
You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to in my everyday life. I'm trying to be more mellow.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Try to be more delicate for a change.
No, well, yeah, but if something's wrong, I'm gonna say it's wrong. That's all. I'm still gonna say it's wrong, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try not to like get upset and hoot and holler and all the other stuff. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that's hurting is me. That's the only thing that's hurting. It's only hurting me. And then Brian says that the fumble was so trash scripted. He didn't even look back, and the Chiefs guy looked like he was ready for it. Like I mean, if he believes it, then it's fine. But you can't sit there and then say, "Oh, I don't think nothing happened. I don't think it affected the game," and then say it's scripted.
Oh, hold on. But which fumble are you talking about, Brian?
He's talking about the punt. He's talking about the punt.
How in the world are you able to script that? Because the ball was in the air and it hit the guy's foot.
Well, apparently like the 49ers player had the script and he knew exactly where to be. The punter knew exactly where to punt it, and the Chief player knew exactly where to go to get the football. Like it was like he said, it's like WWE 2.0 sometimes. That was what Brian says.
And okay, I did hear that too. I did hear it's like WWE. I did hear that. Yeah.
I heard you respond to my LA fan comment. I thought Oakland was in California. No, it is in California. The problem is that the Raiders are not in California. They're in Las Vegas. That's the problem. They're in Las Vegas. Rodolphe said not believing the conspiracies also. Let me see. Critical Job said also, this is where digital media fails. If you purchase something in Funimation, you'll lose it in April 2nd. How ironic that they say pirating is illegal, and yet Crunchyroll was originally a pirated video site. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
And you see, I'm glad that you said that, Critical Drop. You see why I refuse to support all this digital stuff, because the more once digital content becomes a standard, ownership will become non-existent. That's what happens. And I remember back in the day, I never wanted to support piracy, because I always wanted to support these companies. But now that these companies are betraying their fan base, go ahead and pirate all day. All day. Go ahead and pirate.
So you never done like Funimation or use Crunchyroll or nothing like that?
No, I never used it. No.
I'm gonna ask Joe about it someday. I'll ask Joe about it someday. I still want to buy you a drink of your choice next time.
Stop. You see how nice he's being with you, Hoobie. Although you being so dismissive and oh yeah, come on, man. Steve, you read it, Steve. You read it, Steve, and you yeah, but
yeah,
buy you a drink.
Here's the thing. No, that's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I respect it. But again, if I'm someone who takes this stuff seriously. I take sports competition seriously. And when someone says something is fake, knowing how hard this stuff is, then I don't take it seriously. I just don't. I don't mean to be mean, but I don't take that stuff seriously. But no, I appreciate the offer, David. So I appreciate it.
Brian.
Brian, oh my bad, Brian, my bad. But and Rudolph said just be a pirate. So okay, before we move on to the next topic, because we do gotta move on to the next topic.
One last one. All right, well, go ahead because I want to ask you a question. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Ask the question.
Okay. Then this is just pretty much a simple yes or no. If you don't want to elaborate on it, that's perfectly fine. But do you believe this is going to happen? And I'm putting him on record. That's why I'm showing the picture. I'm putting him on record because he claims, and I think Patrick Mahomes said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is going to happen? I know it's early. I know it's very early, and there's trades and then there's drafts. Do you have a feeling that this has potential to happen next year?
Yeah. What? Oh.
Get the picture.
Oh, my bad.
I have something to say about this, but I want to ask you first. Do you believe that this will happen?
Shit, man. You gonna bet against Patrick Mahomes? Because listen.
Yeah.
They won the Super Bowl with the worst team they've had in the time that he's been there.
Agreed.
And they still won. And like you said, they not only did they beat my Dolphins, they beat 2 number 1 seeds.
And they beat a Bills team who was extremely hot.
Yeah.
Who came back at the end of the season, and a lot of people was betting on them.
That's true.
Yes. That Bills team came back with a vengeance, and they lost. It was a good game, close game. I remember the game
in Buffalo.
Yeah.
In Buffalo. So again, it's not going to be easy because if I'm mistaken, I don't think the NFL has ever had a 3-peat champion.
No, this will be the very first one.
Yeah. So if they do, look, I'm gonna say this right now because we were gonna talk about it. We might as well mend it in together when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said last week, he's already top 10 in my opinion, and I stick by that.
No, you said top 5.
Did I say top 5? Okay, top 5 then. If they win a 3-peat, the first team to ever do it in this era, how could he not be number 1? And I'm talking about even over Brady.
What?
I'm dead ass serious. How could he not be above Brady?
Because the Brady has 7.
That's fine. But you can't quarterback to quarterback. Mahomes is better than Tom Brady. We're talking about skill, and you look at the numbers. He's better than Tom Brady. He's better. The only thing Brady has above him are the Super Bowl rings. That's it.
And that he beat him on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, true. But But if Patrick Mahomes can do this, win three years in a row, the first team to ever do it, how could he not? That would be his 4th championship ring in 7 years. Like, how could he not be? How can he not be the greatest of all time? How could he not be?
Would you also put Travis Kelce as the greatest tight end of all time too? Then, since he's part of that dynasty.
No, I mean, he's already. I would probably say he's already top 7, top 8. Like Tony Gonzalez will always be the greatest tight end of all time.
You have him ahead of Gronk.
Only because of numbers. Like when it comes to like the most dominant tight end of all time is Gronk.
Okay.
When it comes to most dominant, but greatest of all time is Tony Gonzalez, and Travis Kelce gonna be in the conversation definitely. But when you're talking about quarterbacks, like if they can get a 3-peat, I'm putting Patrick Mahomes number 1.
Wow.
I'm putting him
Wow.
number.
If they have a three-peat, I will put him. Well, it'll be his fourth. It'll be his fourth championship, which means he would tie. Uh, um, he'll be
Montana.
tie. He'll be tie. Montana. I would put him tied at number two with Montana, only because Montana didn't lose a Super Bowl, but Patrick Mahomes did. I'll put him. I'll make them a tie at number two, but I still have to put Brady number one, only for the simple fact that he had more, and because he actually beat you. Because he beat you, I think that is more than enough of a reason to keep Tom Brady as number one. So clearly, I'll put him ahead of Peyton Manning. I'll put him ahead of Brett Favre and John Elway, because those were my original top five: Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, John Elway, and Brett Favre. But if he could do this, yeah, I'm putting him number two. And clearly, if he wins another one, then I perhaps I'll put him at maybe I'll put him at number one if he wins the one after that. But of course, that's too far ahead. But I think this is very, very bold for him and for Kelsey, for that matter, to talk about three-peating after you just won a championship. I think that's. I mean, look, if you're confident enough that you think you could win another championship back to back to back like that, and be like how the Bulls did it, how the Lakers did it, that is very, very impressive. But man, that is you you automatically putting so much pressure upon yourself to because overall, besides the playoffs, they didn't have an impressive season.
No, they didn't.
They didn't.
It makes
Everyone
what they did even more impressive.
correct, correct. And the fact that Mahomes, for the majority of the season, stayed healthy. Kelsey, which I don't think he's going to be dominant, because he's only going to get older. So I don't think he's going to be. I think he's still going to be good, but will I think he's going to be dominant? No.
But more importantly, those receivers are not going to be as bad next year as they were this year.
You mean they're going to get better, or do you think they're going to get new receivers?
No, well, they might get one or two new receivers, but they can't be as bad as they were this year.
Yeah. And look, Patrick Mahomes is a winner. You saw how he went off, with his with his receivers when they couldn't catch the ball, despite the fact that they were winning. And to see him have this passion and constantly have the commitment to be great. I mean, yeah, I could actually see this happen, having a three-peat and actually talking about it already, being all macho and confident, overly confident. Like, look, if you believe that this could happen, that's a very huge statement to me. Very, very cocky for them to say that. But look, if anybody could do it, it's definitely Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey. Definitely, those guys could do it. So that's the question I had for you. And this one over here, only players with Super Bowl wins and 2 MVPs. Mahomes. I mean, look where this dude is. Look at the greats he is surrounded by. And he's only been in the league for like 5-6 years. Mm-hmm. And look how much he has already accomplished. This is the reason why, when I had told you, and I think you agree with me, that if you're going to sit here and tell me, oh, pick any quarterback you want, yes, I'm picking Patrick Mahomes. Oh, but what about getting Josh Allen as a consolation prize? I don't want Josh Allen. Oh, you could get Joe Burrow. I don't want Joe Burrow. Oh, you could have Herbert. I don't want Herbert. I want Patrick Mahomes, and that's it. That's all I want.
I mean, I'm definitely taking Joe Burrow. Definitely.
Over Patrick Mahomes?
No, not over Patrick Mahomes. Like, I agree with you. Patrick Mahomes is number one. But just because he's the clear number one doesn't mean they don't have many great quarterbacks in the league, because they do.
Yeah, that's fine. But he is by far the best one. He's up here, and there's a long distant number 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
I mean, I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's that far down, but yeah, he's clearly number one.
No, it is far down, because you also agree that he's the MJ in the NFL.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that that guys like Charles Barkley wasn't great. like Clyde Drexler wasn't great, that Shaquille O'Neal wasn't great. Those guys were great.
And I guarantee you would pick Jordan over all of those guys without
Yeah,
hesitation.
yeah, because he's the best.
Okay, so the same thing goes with Patrick Mahomes.
Okay,
I
but
do,
it's
I
not.
don't, I
It's
don't,
not.
I don't.
It's not a steep. It's not a steep decline though.
That's why if you told me, well, you could have Jalen Hurts. I don't want Jalen Hurts. You can have Lamar Jackson. I don't want Lamar Jackson. I want Patrick Mahomes, and that's it. If I don't have, I don't.
Well,
If I don't have
well,
Patrick Mahomes, I'm not happy.
then you think that every quarterback in the league is not that good,
No, it's not that they're
and
not
you
that
and
good.
you
It's
think and
that
you
Patrick
think that and
Mahomes,
you think that and you think that Patrick Mahomes is a all time great.
yeah, he's up there. He's definitely going up there for sure. Yes, absolutely. But go ahead. That's all I have.
No, 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 I'm good. We can move on.
What was the question you was trying to ask before I interrupted you?
Um, I was gonna ask you a question. Shit, I don't remember. It probably had to do with Patrick Mahomes. Like I know I wanted to talk about Patrick Mahomes and his legacy.
Hmm.
Um, no, yeah, but I mean that's pretty much it. Like if I remember, I'll ask you in the chat. I'll ask you in the chat.
All right, so I guess the final word is he's great. Congratulations to Kansas City. Brock Purdy, I think he is definitely better than Tua. And I honestly believe that he is going to have a future with San Francisco. I truly believe after all the hard work that he put in, that they're going to give him a good contract. And when I mean a good contract, I'm talking about a contract similar to at the very least a contract like that Prescott. That's the type of contract he deserves. And if he gets it, kudos, to Brock. I feel bad for San Francisco because they're all going to get older, and who knows how they're going to reconstruct the team or if they're going to keep everybody there. I don't know, but man, their window is going to close, and it's all because of Patrick Mahomes. That dude is just massively great than everybody else, and it's just unfortunate that they went to the Super Bowl again and lost again. But look, it is what it is. They came back behind, 10. They did the same thing with the Philadelphia, and they did the same thing with San Francisco again. So kudos to that team, man. Kudos to that team.
All right, next one. Next one is your topic.
Let's see.
Talking about the Kobe statue.
Yes, the Kobe Bryant statue. Now, I'm gonna try to make this short because we talked about the Super Bowl. Oh man, over an hour, which I'm not. I don't feel bad about because it's a Super Bowl, so clearly we had tons to say. But as far as the Kobe Bryant statue, it's once again it's very very sad to hear what happened to Kobe, to hear what happened to his daughter, and I think what they did, with this whole statue was a very um to honor his hard work and dedication of what he put into the league. What surprised me is when I found out that they gave him three. That's what really shocked me. I'm like, wow, three statues. But we are going to be talking about Kobe Bryant and what issue I have, with this event. And I'm going to explain to you guys why once I show this article. Okay, right here. You can see it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the video is like 44 minutes. I'm not going to play it. It's far too long. We have things to do. But let me read a couple of things and one complaint I actually have. And you might know what it is because you said I have a lot of things to complain about. So let's see if you're right. Los Angeles Lakers unveiled a statue of Kobe Bryant on Thursday, honoring their late superstar with a 19-foot bronze likeness outside their downtown arena. Which is this. But before we continue, I read on. Did you take a really good look at the statue?
Not really. No.
Oh, you didn't.
Mm-mm.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
Like I
Yeah.
wanted to, but I think I was doing something. So I knew of the statue, but
Mhm.
I didn't know. I don't really know much else after that.
Okay. Okay. I'll try to see if I could show. Okay, it's right here. Let me show the statue right here real quick. Let me see. I want to get a better picture. Mm, okay, I guess this will do so far. Hang on a second. Statue. Crap, not this one. My bad,
Well, I
guys.
mean, I saw the face.
Okay, here it is. I think this might be better. You see it?
Hmm.
Okay, yeah. So this is Kobe Bryant statue, and and I don't ever have a problem of guys getting of guys getting like different awards, statues, and everything. Like I really do appreciate the league continues to give him recognition because that dude definitely changed the league. He he's the closest one to Michael Jordan. And although he doesn't have necessarily all the same accomplishments, like the Finals MVP and regular season MVP and such things like that, he still accomplished so much that a lot of people is not going to even accomplish one of those things, let alone a championship. So, basketball shaped golden confetti with number 8 filled the air as a curtain unveiled the first of 3 Kobe Bryant statue Thursday afternoon. After Vanessa Bryant finished her speech honoring her late husband, the image of Bryant pointing a finger to the sky became clear. I thought it was very clever why they used that statue, and it's because of this. Kobe Bryant scored, crap, the moment Kobe Bryant scored 81 points, immortalized in the latest statue outside of Lakers' home arena. Bryant joined Shaq, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Baylor, Jerry West, and Chick Heron in
Yeah.
the courtyard outside of Crypto.com arena. For the record, Vanessa Bryant said Kobe picked the pose you're about to see. So if anyone has any issues with it, tough. That's tough. I mean, I think it was very clever why they chose that one. It was very good. Season ticket members Saturday under a white tent with current and former Lakers basketball Hall of Famer celebrities Jeannie Buss, Derek Fisher, Abdul-Jabbar, Phil Jackson gave speeches about Bryant's impact before his wife closed the event. As I see today's current generation of star players follow in Kobe's footsteps with huge scoring games, I know he will take pride in knowing that he still pouring inspiration into the game that was so special to him, Vanessa Bryant said. I don't
All right,
want to be. Go ahead.
let me say something real quick.
Yeah.
I think I think people are kind of being a bit too disingenuous with that. I think Kobe Bryant will not be happy with the lack of defense that not the players don't play. I think players do want to play defense. I think the way the game is played now makes it tougher to defend. And I don't think Bryant would have been okay with that. The mentality, yeah. But the idea that guys now score like 30, 40 points a game, first of all, he didn't invent that. Hey, come on. He didn't invent that.
Was scoring 40 points, 30
Yeah.
points? Yeah, yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, I think Will Chamber averaged 50 points a game 1 year.
Yeah.
Right. But I think a part of him will lament the fact that defense is not a massive part of the game like he used to. Especially during his heyday. And even then people were complaining about the defense back then.
Well, I mean, at the very least, back then, you had a lot of credit or a lot of guys being recognized of being great defenders.
Yeah.
You don't see that. You don't see that now anymore, with the exception of a couple guys like Kawhi Leonard and Giannis. But you don't really see that now much anymore.
Yeah.
As far as
The game has changed. Like it's harder to be a great defender when all guys do now is just chuck up threes. Even if you were a great defender, what can you do? Because if he makes the shot, he makes the shot, no matter what.
Yeah.
Now it's more important now to be a great team defender than it is to be a great individual defender, even though, it's still important. But like I said, the game changed so much. The pace of the game is faster. So you can be a great individual defender, but if you can't, but if a guy's running you off the court and all you're doing is shooting threes, then there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, and I honestly think that a lot of people, even till this day, they blame Steph Curry for it. I'm not blaming Curry for that. I'm blaming everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't blame Curry. I don't blame Klay Thompson. I don't blame Damian Lillard. I just blame everybody else. And I understand that you wanted to keep up, with the Splash Brothers, at the time, but for you to constantly play shooting threes after shooting threes after shooting threes, and now guys who aren't even elite. Because I remember back in the day, back in the '90s, or back even in the early 2000s and mid 2000s, people who would shoot threes were guys who were actually legitimately good elite 3-point shooters. But now it seems like every single player and every single team is trying to shoot threes now, and I feel like now it is just it makes the game boring. It makes the game sloppy, in my opinion, because now you see guys almost as a standard, shooting beyond 3-point shooters, and then when I see them miss it, it's just not fun to watch. Especially if you're constantly missing them, it's not fun. So I don't think Kobe Bryant would really appreciate where the direction the league is going. I don't. I honestly, don't think so. But let me continue on.
Mhm.
Um, the statue in the is the first of three that will be honored in Kobe Bryant's career. The first representing number 8 portion of his career, coming on a date of special significance for everyone who was close to Bryant and his daughter, February 8th, 2024. The next two will feature one with Bryant wearing number 24, and the other will be of Bryant and daughter Gianna, who died with her dad in a helicopter crash in 2020. Dude, I cannot believe it's been 4 years since that happened. 4 years, since that happened. And you're talking about a guy who is still young. I mean, he was only like what, 40? I think what do you remember how old he was when he died? Was he like 44? I can't remember what age, but
Okay, he was too young.
yeah, very young, and a beautiful young girl who just got into the world. She dies, and it's just very, very sad. I remember us talking about it in the chat, back in the old chat that we had back then, and I remember that's all we were talking about all morning. Like that was just a crazy, crazy, you know, revelation, I guess. But anyway, let's continue. They'll be unveiled at the later date and will be outside. Oh yeah, I read that part before. Okay, a group of former teammates, including Paul Gasol, Lamar Odom, Lakers legend Magic Johnson, and Jerry West, former competitors such as Dwayne Wade, Jamal Crawford, and even megastar Bad Bunny attended the ceremony, as did Coach Darvin Ham, assistant Phil Handy, and Rule. I can never Hachimura. Yeah, that's how you say it. I could never get his name right. And guard Austin Reeves. I have spent almost my entire life sports, and I can tell you I never met or witnessed anyone like Kobe Bryant. But said everyone. I mean, I think that's BS. I think Michael Jordan is like that because he pretty much mimic him. But I think
I mean, Buck didn't know Michael Jordan like that. He would not know Michael Jordan the way that he knew Kobe Bryant.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But
Fine.
he drafted him when he was a teenager. So like,
That's true. That's true. Everyone who watched him play the game knows he did on the court unlike anyone else. He was a scrapper, a fighter, a winner, and he was also an artist and could bend the world to his will. I think that what my father meant when he said seeing Kobe play was like watching a miracle unfold. The statue is 19 feet tall, 4,000 pounds of bronze, sculpted by Julie Roblat Emery. I think that's how you say it. A tight circle of people circling Vanessa Bryant, Linda Rambis, Bus, and Palinka knew the details of the statue. Now, here's what I wanted. Here's the thing I want to say. No, but wait, but before I say something, do you have anything to say so far?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Kobe Bryant, to me, having this statue, I think is awesome because that dude, as much as I didn't like his game when I think he was being the ball hog, far too much. I think because I think he was being the ball hog way too much. I felt like he was jealous of Shaquille O'Neal because he was always the first option, and and I think Shaquille O'Neal I said at one point that if they were to stay together, they would have won more rings, and I honestly believe that. I believe they probably would have won more rings if they continued to stay together, even though they weren't winning anymore at the time. But anyway, that dude worked hard, very, very, very hard. And what I always appreciated, not just the hard work, but it's true. Like that dude, he wanted to win every single game. That dude wanted to win every game. He tried to win as many rings as much as possible. That dude cared about winning, and he cared about putting a great show of entertainment to the fans. You know what I'm saying? Giannis is that way. Russell Westbrook is that way. Clearly, Michael Jordan was that way. You know what I'm saying? Who else was that way? Kevin Garnett. I appreciated his game too. Especially on defense. So I'll put him there also. But there's only to me in my opinion only a handful of guys who played so hard on offense, played so hard on defense, and just constantly wanted, regardless of if they were injured or not, they wanted to constantly play every game. That dude didn't want, unless he was like really injured, you could not put that dude on the bench. You couldn't put that dude on the bench. He worked hard and he never cheated the game. Never. Now, another reason why I wanted to talk about this is because you had all we named all the guys who went to the ceremony except for one guy. One guy. And you know who I'm talking about. I think that's why you said you knew I was going to complain. Am I right?
Yeah, you're gonna talk about AD.
No.
Okay.
No. Well, what does AD have anything to do with this?
I mean, he played for the Lakers.
Are you trolling?
No, I'm actually being serious.
Oh, I thought you were trolling. Okay, I thought you were trolling. No, my complaint is why was you had all these guys in this ceremony, but yet you didn't have LeBron James in attendance of the exact same ceremony. I have an issue with that. I have a problem with that. And this is my what do you call it? This is my I have the right to speculate, so I'm going to speculate here. LeBron James is a leader, obviously in the Lakers. You're playing for the Lakers, and you not going to the event, to me, I think is very selfish of LeBron James. Very selfish of LeBron James for not attending, to this event. And I think one of the reasons why he didn't attend, I think is because of jealousy. I think he is jealous of Kobe Bryant. And look, people could, try to defend LeBron James all that he wants, but the fact that other active players went into attendance and you did not, where you're supposed to be the leader, quote unquote king that you like to call yourself, quote unquote saying that you're one of the best, and yet you decide not to come into attendance in this event. Well, shame on you, LeBron James, for not going to the event. Shame. And this is not the first time that he did this. I remember in Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame event, he didn't show up to that event either. So what in the world is going on here? Why is it that when it comes to these elite players who's being celebrated, he decide not to be in attendance to their events. Why is that? I personally believe, opinion, in my opinion, the reason why LeBron didn't show up is because of jealousy. Is because he's never going to be beloved like Kobe, like how Kobe Bryant is, even till this day. And frankly, a lot of people were upset that they think that he didn't even. I think some people said the reason why he didn't go to the event was because he wanted, because I think he was facing the Nuggets that day, or or the day before. I can't remember. I think it was the Nuggets.
It was the Nuggets. The Nuggets.
Yeah, okay. It was the Nuggets. And you not only did you have Laker fans, criticize LeBron James, but like you had people across the board complaining, well, why didn't LeBron James show up? I've seen it on YouTube. It's all over Twitter. People are complaining, and to me, there's no excuse for him to miss that event. None. No excuse. You played. And how is it that everybody else in your team, and including your own coach, went to the event, but you did not?
Oh, let's not make up lies now. I mentioned a player who didn't go, and you didn't care.
He's not the leader in the team.
He's one of the leaders of the team.
No, LeBron James. LeBron James.
He absolutely no. Don't do that. Don't do that. We all look. LeBron James is more than likely the ultimate leader on that team. But AD is not top liver either. He's not.
You honestly believe that Laker Nation cares or talk about AD like you do with LeBron James? It's not even close.
It don't matter what they feel. The fact is that you're only looking at one guy and shitting on him when I mentioned another guy and you didn't say nothing about it.
No, because I am talking about LeBron James, who claims to be the leader of the organization, who claims to be one of the best of all time,
which he is.
Well, no, he's not the best of all time, but
he's one of the greatest of all time. Don't let your hatred.
He said no. He said he's number one. He said after beating Golden State that he's number one. So no. So no, he is not.
You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree that he's the greatest of all time.
Okay, but that's what I'm talking about.
Don't try to. He's clearly one of the greatest of all time.
Well, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking.
You're separating apples. You're purposely setting apples and oranges. You are.
How am I doing that when I am specifically
because that part is completely irrelevant to what you're talking about right now.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is, because it doesn't matter whether or not he thinks he's the greatest or whatever. The fact is that you want him there. Yes or no?
Of course.
So it doesn't matter what he said in the past. Yeah, you just want him there. But the reason why you're bringing it up now is because you're doing this because all you want to do is shit on LeBron James.
What? Are you kidding me?
I'm just being honest.
Are you kidding me?
I'm just being honest because I'm saying that AD was not mentioned in there, and there are a bunch of other players on the team that wasn't mentioned there. Yet the only person you're going after is LeBron James.
Of course, I have to go against LeBron James. He's the leader. He's the leader of that team. He's the leader of that team, and I expect you to be there. Everybody expect LeBron James to be there.
I mean, don't say that. You don't know that for a fact. Don't say that.
Don't know what? Don't know what?
You don't know that for a fact that everyone expected him to be there.
Oh, get the hell out of here, Hoovy. Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
I'm dead ass serious.
You cannot be serious.
I'm dead ass serious.
Oh man, you're not. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You know for sure. I know for a fact that you believe that many people expected LeBron James to be in this event. He plays for the Lakers.
Okay, and so does AD, and he didn't go.
Shame on him too.
All right. Well, now you're just saying that because I caught you because
you didn't caught me
because the only reason why we're talking about this is because of LeBron James, not because of Anthony Davis. Here's the facts of the matter. When LeBron James got the scoring record, and AD was caught not celebrating. You were on the AD side. You're on AD side saying, "Oh, they're not playing well. He's more concentrated on the game and all the yada yada all that other excuse crap."
Okay.
Now, if the excuse that LeBron James is gonna make is, "Oh, I want to focus on the game," it's a big game against the defending champion, the team that eliminated them in the playoff last year,
Okay.
right? So how is it that now?
He didn't play well, by
How
the
is
way.
it?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I think it was the game that he struggled, but you know, but you can't sit there and say and praise AD for not celebrating an accomplishment because of team performance, and then get mad at LeBron James for basically doing the same thing. He's basically doing the same thing. If what you're saying is true, let's say, oh, he didn't want to be there, right? Let's say he didn't want to be there.
Because of jealousy,
Right?
yeah.
I mean, maybe not. I think that just you. I just think that's you because you don't like the guy.
Oh, okay.
You're just coming up with a reason why you're saying that.
Before you continue, Hoopy, why do you think he didn't show up to this important event? Tell me why.
I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay.
I mean, there is a point that you made that can be discussed about whether or not why didn't he go to Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame ceremony, right? Like, why didn't he go to some of these other important events, right? You can make an argument, a case against that. Now, he was there.
Go ahead.
What happened?
It's consistent, but go ahead.
I mean, not really. No, the reasoning isn't consistent because why would he be jealous of Dwayne Wade?
Because just like how OKC loved, Russell Westbrook, they will always. It's the same reason why Miami will always be beloved on Dwayne Wade more than LeBron James, including fans like you.
Okay. But he was there for Dwayne Wade's last game. That was during the season.
Mm-hmm.
He was there for that.
We're talking about Hall of Fames, bro.
Understood, but he was there for that. I'm just saying. To me, this is just you picking this topic to shit on LeBron James. That's it.
I'm not trying to crap on LeBron James just for the sake of crapping on LeBron James.
Yeah.
That's what you think I'm doing.
I don't think we're talking about this topic if LeBron James wasn't involved. Let's be real. If it was just AD, we're not talking about this.
Last time I checked, didn't we talk about Dwayne Wade's ceremony, Hall of Fame ceremony?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't mention about LeBron James at all.
Okay, we got caught up in another discussion.
We did?
Yeah, we did. I don't remember off the top of my head right now, but we had a different discussion regarding that.
Well, yeah, because I wanted to ask you, about because first, I did mention Tony Parker, and I also mentioned Dirk Nowitzki, but the main focus was Dwayne Wade and his pretty much his whole entire career, and do you think he got robbed for not winning regular season MVP? I remember some of the discussion that we had. But yeah, I didn't crap on LeBron James for missing that event. He should have been there. He absolutely should have been there. Then you're talking about he's my brother. Oh, I'm there for him. Oh, he's my good friend. We won championships together. All this other stuff. But yet, one of the most important events in his whole life, you decide not to show up. There's absolutely no way that LeBron James didn't know that event didn't take place. He knew. He decided not to go. And the reason why
you're saying you're pretty much now assuming that he didn't want to go because of jealousy.
Yes.
And why? And what would lead you to that? What would lead you to that conclusion, despite the fact that you have no idea who he is or what he's about?
Because don't sit here and the camera talking about how you love the guy and he's like a older brother to you, but yet not going to his Hall of, hit, to the Hall of Fame, being conducted to the Hall of Fame, and you decide not to go. Like, listen, Hoovy. I would be upset with you, or if it was you, if it was Randy, if it and a couple of guys that you don't know, friends that you don't know, like Jeff and etc. etc. If I was getting a huge award, like if I was getting a Hall of Fame award, if I was getting married or something like that, and you guys just suddenly just not show up, yeah, I'm gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna say that you guys are jealous, but I would absolutely be disappointed that you guys didn't you calling me best friend, but yet you don't go to one of the most important things happening to my life. Yeah, I'll be very disappointed that you didn't
Right,
go.
you have every right to be. Absolutely.
Okay,
You
you
have
mean
every
it
right.
now? Hall of Fame, that is something that is very, very special. You would agree with that? It's very special.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me why he didn't go to Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame, being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and it doesn't make sense why he didn't go. The guy died, bro,
You
and
know
and
what?
and his daughter died, by his side. Very, very sad thing. You know what I'm saying? Very, very sad. And I told
But let me ask you a question. What if you're Vanessa Bryant? Where would you rather him be? At the funeral or at a statue reveal? If you had to pick one,
but I don't think you would want to pick.
obviously,
No,
but you had to pick one. You would pick the funeral. Cause now you're honoring the husband and the daughter. This is about Kobe Bryant. This is about Kobe Bryant. Now, do I think he should be there? I mean, if you have members of the team there, then yeah, he should be there.
yeah, it makes you look bad.
Yeah, but the same thing can go exactly to what happened. Yeah, this happened early this year. Yeah, this year with
Hmm.
with LeBron James scoring with the scoring record. AD should have been happy for LeBron James, but he wasn't. But you was okay with that. And I'm trying to figure out why are we switching it up now?
because we all knew that the focus was to beat Kareem Abdul-Jabbar points, not to win the game, not to win the game. Because
The
as soon as
goal
as
the
soon as
goal
as soon
was to
as
honor your teammate. Yes or
the,
no?
the okay, but having if your focus is to pass Kareem's score, and then you don't even play the rest of the game, clearly you didn't care about the game at all.
I mean, the goal was to for him to wait. Let me ask you a question. Did this happen? Did him beating the score record happen this year or last year?
Last year,
Okay, it happened last year. Okay, I could have sworn it happened this year. I don't know why,
yeah, it was last
but the
year.
goal is to be happy for your teammates when they succeed, right?
Yeah, but not how can you be all happy and be all ooh gaga, about it, be all ecstatic about somebody when you're losing.
Look, great. I mean, if LeBron James came up with that same excuse for why he missed this, saying I want to focus on beating, one of the defending champions, you're not going to believe him.
No, because why? Because he still could have attended because everybody else attended.
No, that's not true. You keep saying that, but it's not true. I mentioned AD didn't go.
Yeah, and shame on AD.
All right, now you say that now. Your first response was, "Oh, he's not the leader." Now
He's
you're
not.
saying shame on him because you know what I'm saying is starting to seep into your head.
No, okay. You
Am
could
I
try
right?
to defend. You could defend LeBron James all you want.
It's not
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it's not about defending LeBron James. What it is that it's calling out the hypocrisy of a LeBron James hater. That's what it is.
First off, I don't hate LeBron James.
You keep saying that, but the more you say it, the less believable it sounds.
You keep saying I hate LeBron James. There's nothing to hate. Do I like that he sometimes he tries to get too political? No, I don't like that. Do I like the fact that he said that he's number one? No, I don't like that. Do I like the fact that he um always wants to change narratives and always pouting all the time, always complaining, getting people fired? I mean, these are actual facts
Let me ask you
that
something. You're telling me Kobe Bryant never done that?
all of those things. I don't think so.
Yeah. You don't think he's gotten a coach fired?
I don't know.
Do you remember Mike Brown?
But they didn't even give him a chance. I don't think that had anything to do with Kobe Bryant. They didn't even give that dude a chance because then they have like a losing record
Bro,
as soon as the season started.
bro. If Kobe Bryant didn't want that dude gone, he would not have been fired. Let's be clear on that.
Okay.
And we're not going to pretend and forget that Kobe Bryant on a game 7 decided not to shoot the ball because he wanted to send a message to the organization.
And I criticize Kobe Bryant for that too.
Okay, but we're not. But the thing is that now you're getting mad at LeBron James for doing all this stuff, but because he didn't attend a ceremony of a player who's done probably a lot worse than LeBron James.
Oh, so that should be the reason why he shouldn't go.
No, not about whether or not he should go or not. I'm just saying that you keep coming up with all this stuff about him, and yet the guy who has a statue has a very, very, shady past when it comes to coaches also. And
I mean, look. Of course, I'm going to complain about a guy who's a prima donna, who's always constantly complaining about, oh, he doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like seriously, like enough already. The guy who always wants to change narratives, and the guy who always wants to find every excuse in the book of why it's never his fault. It's never his fault.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that last part is true, but Kobe Bryant does all those things.
Flopping everywhere. He like because and remember, I caught you also because you always complain about James Harden flopping. You constantly complain about Joel Embiid flopping, but I never hear you complain about LeBron James flopping. So you need to be consistent with that also.
First things first. Now you're trying to switch things up. But with that said, a lot of players in the league flop. Flopping, like you're saying that he invented flopping, basically, and that's not true. That's not true.
He made it the standard.
No, I would argue that James Harden made it the standard because part of why he scored he was such a great scorer was because he would always do this thing where he would shoot the ball, shoot a 3, fall down, shoot a 3, fall down, shoot a 3, fall down. And when it comes to Joel Embiid, he's bigger than everybody else in the league. He's the biggest player in the league, in my opinion.
No, I think it's Zion, but go ahead.
No. Embiid is a lot bigger than Zion. But the thing is that I've never seen a guy that big fall down so much in my life. I've seen LeBron James flop. But that's not the entirety of his game. It's not. It's not.
You'd have fooled me.
Nah, I mean the only reason why it fools you because you have the hate blinders on.
This guy really thinks I hate LeBron.
I mean, this is the only reason why we're talking about this. And all the stuff you're saying about him, you could do the same thing about Kobe Bryant tenfold. I mean, no. You're telling me between those years that him and Shaq were going at it. You don't. Not one time did you even think that Kobe Bryant was a prima donna? Not one time.
Not nowhere near how LeBron James is. No.
I mean, it don't matter whether or not he's near or whatever. But you're telling me that he wasn't?
No, of course. I'm pretty sure he complained all the time. Because I guarantee he wanted to be the first option.
He wanted to be traded one year. He wanted to be traded one year. He requested a trade.
I think that was after Shaq left, though.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think he requested a trade before, and after.
I don't know about before, but I do recall him wanting to be traded afterwards, and then fans were booing him, for it.
And listen, LeBron James has never done that. He ain't never done that.
Yeah, he rather have other guys trade, and you got to sign this guy, you got to sign that guy at the expense of my teammates. He has done that.
But here's the thing, Steve. If he requests a trade tomorrow, you're gonna be upset about it. We're gonna make a video about it. You're gonna be like, "Well, how dare you request a trade and all the other stuff and shit on LeBron James?" Like,
Look at all the things he has done, and besides not showing up to these special events to these people who he claims to care about. I mean, look what he has done recently about about um about wearing the New York's towel after the game. Completely disrespectful. He's
he's done that.
clearly he's clearly asking for attention.
New York inspired shoes years ago, before his free agency. He's done that before.
It's still disrespectful, bro. I don't know. I mean, look, you want to defend LeBron James because I know you love that dude. You love that dude, and you want to defend him. And I understand you being a fan of his. You want to defend him, but come on, bro. Open your eyes. Look at his track record of what he has done.
I know what his track record is. I'm saying that I'm not pretending other guys haven't done the same thing.
But you're supposed to be the face in the league. You're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to be one of the best. And this is what you
do. And Kobe Bryant wasn't at one point the face of the league.
Yeah, of course he was at one point.
And he did a lot of the same things.
I don't think so. But we're going off track.
I just told you all the stuff that he's done.
And some of those,
if LeBron James ever decided to not shoot the ball and just hand it off to his teammates, we would never hear the end of it from you.
Just like he did that with Dallas, like he did that in the All-Star game when Kobe Bryant was guarding him. That's what you're talking about? Yeah, he did that. Of course he did.
Yeah, he did. But Kobe Bryant did the same thing.
And I criticized him for it.
Yeah, back in the day when you clearly did not like him.
I criticized Kobe Bryant.
That's when all the criticism came from you and him. Now I remember these arguments that we had. You were as anti Kobe Bryant as anybody, and you dismissed his defense. You nitpicked his defense. You've always been anti Kobe Bryant.
No, the reason why I nitpicked his defense is because there's been a lot of occasions where he would guard somebody in the playoffs and he would pretty much he would leave them intentionally, kind of like what players. Let me see who's a very good example. Kind of like what they used to do with Draymond Green or Russell Westbrook, not shooting threes. I always felt like the guy constantly played defense that way to particular players, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not impressed. I was never impressed. He did that a lot. So I was just never impressed. Well, no, yeah, he played good defense. Like let's just keep it real.
Back in the day, you weren't singing that tune.
But here's the thing: there's no inconsistencies here. All the stuff that I complained about Kobe Bryant, I complained about LeBron James. There's no inconsistencies here.
No, the only consistency is that you didn't like Kobe Bryant, and now you don't like LeBron James.
Here's the facts. He didn't show up. He should have been there. And I think the reason why he's not there is because he's jealous of Kobe Bryant. That Kobe Bryant will always be considered. And there was an interview that they mentioned even outside of the US, like for example in China, Kobe Bryant was more beloved in China than LeBron James.
Yeah, of course. Like Kobe Bryant is one of the most famous athletes in China. Like when it comes to China, Stephen Marbury might be more popular than LeBron James in China.
Yeah,
there's certain guys who they have an affinity to, and Kobe Bryant's one of them.
Yeah, And I think LeBron James is jealous. And that's why I think he didn't, and I think that's why he wasn't in the event. And to me, he needs to change his attitude because all this will cause is just validate why so many people completely despise this dude.
People are gonna dislike him no matter what. People are gonna despise him no matter what. The only thing I'm saying, we can move off of this after we're done. The only reason why this is happening now, dude, the only reason why you're talking about this now is because you don't like LeBron James. And the sooner you realize that, the better for everybody. Because you look at, because if he'd done half the shit that James Harden's done over the last couple of years, we wouldn't hear the end of it. If he'd done half the shit that
This guy.
am I right or wrong?
Oh man, that's
Am I
funny.
right or wrong? Because I don't think you don't have nowhere near the amount of dislike to James Harden that you do to LeBron James. And I know for a fact that you were a huge fan of James Harden back in the day.
Of course.
Huge fan. That's all I'm saying. Like you have all these guys. You have all these guys. Look, in a league full of players who have money, power, you're always gonna have dudes who are prima donnas. That's just how it is. And this is not a new age thing. This is not a young person thing. This has been going on for decades in that sport. Decades in that sport. Team players have gotten coaches fired. Lots of crazy stuff that happened in that league. But the only time we get upset about it is when one player does it. And I just find that to be weird. And all this in the time frame where we're celebrating a player who I would argue had done it as bad as anybody else has done it. At least some of the stuff that he's done.
Okay, well we could definitely move on. Ryan Meadows is in the chat. What's up, brother? He says,
I like it depends on what. Wait, I mean, I'll drink Corona. I mean, what am I supposed to drink? Like, what's the hardest drink I'm supposed to drink? Like, I ain't drinking whiskey. That shit's disgusting. That's more like Joe's territory.
whiskeys.
Yeah, whiskey. Oh my god, Scotch and whiskey. Oh, fucking disgusting, bro. It's literally like drinking alcohol or gasoline. And I drink more than Corona. So,
Yeah. All right. No, I don't think you do. I never seen you drink anything else besides Corona. But okay. I would love to see you drink something else. But let's move on to the next topic.
mhm.
Uh,
You
what was
complaining part two? Let's go.
the Brock Lesnar one,
Mm, yeah.
or is it the Suicide Squad one?
No, Brock Lesnar.
Oh no, this is not a complaint. Why would I complain about this?
I don't
Um,
know. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
okay, so I don't know if I should call this a gaming news or if I should. Well, maybe it's both. But as we all see now, what we talked about last week when referring to Vince McMahon and I think it was what Janelle Grant.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, there were so many things I wanted to address, but because for the sake of time, I couldn't really talk about everything. I couldn't show all the slides, but we are talking about somebody else who allegedly was also involved of what Vince McMahon was doing, and it says it right here that Brock Lesnar removed from WWE opening video, replaced by Rising Star, and also there was more news that he has been removed from the from the um from the WWE game. Am I correct about that?
What happened?
That he was also removed from the WWE 2K game.
Let me find out. Let me see. I'll look it up. I'll look it up right now.
Oh, here it is right here. Look, here it is right here. So Lesnar reportedly dropped the creative plans and definitely exemplified his omission from the Royal Rumble during which was expected to return. and also been removed from WWE 2K24 promotional material and the 2K WWE 2K Supercard mobile game. There you go.
Mhm.
Brock Lesnar, who's one of the best, has been officially been removed. Now here's the thing. I personally want to know, was he truly the only one that
Yo,
was
the
doing,
door is locked again?
huh?
Oh my bad. Hold on. Oh my bad. My bad. The door is locked. Oh, shit.
No.
I just want to unlock it. Oh my bad. My bad. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Okay, so yeah, so it says that WWE has made yet another move to distance themselves from Brock Lesnar. The 10-time WWE World Champion who was identified in Janelle's Grant lawsuit against the company, Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis,
Mhm.
amidst allegations of sex trafficking, sexual assault, and exploitation. So here, I guess they gave. I mean, it's kind of blurry, but it looks like this was a opening video where Brock Lesnar was featured in, and let me see if you guys could see it. Yeah, you guys could see it. And apparently, as you could see, he has been removed. And I feel like, wow, they are really going out of their way to remove him from pretty much about everything. Because if he's being removed from video games, including mobile games, he's being removed from like opening videos, etc., etc. Dude, at this point, they're probably going to remove like all of his records, all of his championships. Like
No,
they're
no,
probably going to
no,
every.
no, no, no.
You don't think
That's
so?
not. No, that's not how that works. No.
All
Here,
right, go
what?
ahead.
Do you want to continue, or do you want to know why they're doing this?
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, the reason why they're doing this is they're trying to deflect away from the risk man situation. That's why they're doing what they're doing. They're trying to move away from that situation. And
So
once that situation,
wait, wait. So you saying they're just trying to cause a distraction?
yeah, pretty much.
All right, go ahead.
And whenever this situation with Vincent Man is finally resolved, then he'll be back in the game and all the other stuff. They'll put him back in. They're not gonna erase his records because that's dumb. We all know he competed in WWE. Like it's not. What they're trying to do is they're trying to avoid any other stories or anything like that. Be like, why is Brock Lesnar still in the game? Type stuff. Because even though he wasn't named in the suit, we all knew everything led to it being him. And if you're connected to Vince McMahon, they at this point right now they don't want nothing to do with you. They want to be as far removed from Vince McMahon as possible.
Hmm. So again, so it's just about distraction. That's it.
Pretty much.
Has all it really is for you to distract from all the Vince McMahon fiasco and all the crap that he's dealing with right now.
Mhm.
Um, you're not doing a very good job because you could obviously understand and pinpoint the correlation. Like if they are doing this as a distraction, people are still going to do more digging to find out what else is going on.
Of course. And
That's
they're
just
doing that right now.
that's just going to entice the audience even more. So there's no so that's why I do believe that I think they're going to probably erase everything. Of course, it's just a hunch, you
No,
know. And
they're not. They're not. Trust me, they're not going to. They're not going to. Hulk Hogan got caught saying racist shit, and they didn't delete his records.
Did he receive any type of punishment? I don't think he did.
I mean, I don't know if they removed him from the Hall of Fame, but he got punished for what happened.
All right, so Lesnar last wrestled for WWE at SummerSlam 2023, losing to Cody Rhodes. Um, yeah, I think I saw highlights of that match. I think Cody Rhodes did his finisher like twice on him. I can't remember, but that was definitely a very impressive match. To a close feud, he was reportedly planned to enter the Royal Rumble in a spot taken by Braun Breaker. You know who that is?
He's like one of those. He's one of the young guys they have in the developmental
Oh,
system. He's Rick Steiner's son and Scott
oh,
Steiner's nephew.
oh, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, he looks like his father. Definitely does.
Okay. Which meant he would have been eliminated by Dominic Mysterio, thus laying the foundation for a singles match supposedly planned between a pair of Elimination Chamber later this month. Lesnar was also reported being planned to face current and longest reigning Intercontinental Champion Gunther at WrestleMania 40. In Grant's lawsuit, it alleged that McMahon coerced her into sending explicit images to a former UFC heavyweight champion who was mentioned as actively negotiating a contract with WWE in 2020. Many noted the time frame to match that of Lesnar's situation and that he was later identified in reporting. The images were alleged described as part of the negotiation process by McMahon, and plans were even made for Grant to meet Lesnar in person, though according to the suit, plans fell through at least once. Okay, who we? I find it very, very odd that okay, if because if you remember the last article that we read, last week
Mm-hmm.
when it talked about now, I'm okay. First things first, I'm not saying that she's a liar, but if I remember correctly, when we was reading and talking about this last week with me and you and Seafring, and they was talking about she was being, passed around. But I could have sworn they said that she was being passed around by multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
But why is she only mentioning Brock Lesnar in the situation here?
She didn't mention Brock Lesnar. She mentioned she the clue that she gave led to everyone believing it was Brock Lesnar.
The clue?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, essentially, you might as well say Brock Lesnar if he's being removed from stuff. If he's being removed, then essentially it's pretty
Well,
much
yeah, everyone knows it's him. Everyone knows it's him.
yeah.
Everyone knows it's him. Now, again, I don't know how. Like I said, this is not over. This situation is not over. So there might be more names coming out. There might be more witnesses coming out. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So this situation is not over. Like we don't have all the answers, but it's because this stuff is still going to continue. And for WWE's sake, they better hope that more names don't come out.
You say they better hope that more names do not come out. Are you saying because if more names come out, they'll have to remove those people as well? That's what you're saying.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a huge shitstorm.
Uh, Question I have for you is: do you think their WWE is doing the right thing by doing this?
Personally, I don't even care.
Wait, you don't care about the situation? Like
No,
I mean, we talked about it last week. What do you mean you
no,
don't care?
the Vince McMahon stuff is obviously the most important thing, but this is not important. I know why they're doing it. They're doing this so that they can remove the Vince McMahon stink. You know, they want to remove the Vince McMahon stink. That's why they're doing this.
So, in other words, even though it's a big deal, you don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no. I mean, it's a big deal, but yeah, I don't care personally because I'm not going to play the game, so it doesn't matter.
Uh yeah, you're catching me by surprise, here because I would assume because see if this was a nobody, I could understand your point. But even if you are 100% accurate and 100% spot on what the reason why they're doing it, Brock Lesnar is still a big name in the WWE,
Yeah.
a huge name in the WWE, and I'm telling you right now, I know for sure he has a massive fan base, and I guarantee that a lot of people, probably a lot of people right now, are complaining that he's not in their games. I mean, it will affect a lot of people, especially gamers. Now, it may not affect you because you just said you're not going to buy the game. You don't play WWE. You don't even watch, the show anymore. That you said last week. But this is a huge deal. Like this is a huge deal. Like the guy is not going to be in the Royal Rumble. He's obviously not going to be competing, for any championships if there was any plans for it. So, and he's not going to be featured in the game. He's being removed, from videos. Yeah, I think this is a massive deal. And regardless if you believe it's not a big deal or not, I think this stuff matters to him.
No,
His
what
name
matters
is
is money. That
his
what matters
name
to Brock Lesnar. Money.
his name is being tarnished. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
And
I don't think he cares about that either.
you don't think he cares about that either.
Mm-mm.
Do you think he's guilty of this? In
Oh
your
yeah,
opinion,
yeah,
you think
yeah.
he did it?
I mean, he clear. I mean, we don't know what he did, but you don't think that Vincent McMahon was trying to pass him off to some chick. Absolutely, yeah, I believe that. Absolutely, I believe that.
I just don't understand the point. Why are you passing her off, to other stars? I don't understand that.
There's lots of things that you don't understand, but this business is kind of shady, and especially with people with power, they abuse it.
Okay, so tell me why would you think he would pass her off then?
Why would no? It's not him. It's Vince McMahon that did that
Yeah, that's what I said. Why would you think Vince McMahon would pass it around to other stars for?
because he has control over her.
I mean, I think, um, uh, I mean, I don't know if that's no, I don't like that's it. That's
Yeah,
that's that's it. Oh, because I have power over her. That's why I want to pass her around.
Steve. It's the only reason why she got the job in the first place.
I don't understand. No, I don't understand. Okay, so Vince McMahon said Vince McMahon, because we read some of the text messages. Now I don't see any text messages from Brock Lesnar. I didn't see anything exchanged with her and Brock Lesnar. It was only from Vince McMahon from what I've seen and what we showed in last week's podcast. But passing her around, to other stars just for the sake of, oh, because I have, control over you. I mean, I don't know. That just sounds that just sounds stupid to me.
You know what it sounds like? Sounds like sex trafficking.
Sounds stupid to me.
Sounds like sex trafficking, which is one of the things that he's being accused of, and that's one of the things that the FBI is looking into. That you're passing around a woman unwillingly that to have sex with other men or women or whatever. So the reason why I believe it is because like this is not the first time I've heard stories about Brock Lesnar. You know what I mean? The whole situation with him and Tori Reynolds on the flight from hell. No, it was on the tour. It wasn't on the plane, but it was on the tour where he pretty much exposed himself to her and her husband or ex husband at the time, Gold Dust, pretty much told her, don't say nothing.
Then we
So
I
if
think
a
we
guy,
on the
yeah,
podcast.
we talked about it before. So
Yeah.
if a guy is willing to expose himself to one of his coworkers, why would he not try to arrange a sexual encounter with this lady?
Well, you see, that's the reason why I had asked you what in the world, like it doesn't make any sense to me. So to me, it would actually make more sense if he went to Vince McMahon and said, "Oh, I would like to have, some of that action too." And then maybe that's why Vince McMahon, decided to, pass her, around to him. Because I just find now look, like I said last week, Vince McMahon needs help. We already went through we already talked about what he went through in his childhood. That dude needs help, professional help. And if you're going to pass, somebody around, to other people, and then you do all these weird, disturbing things, to her. There's been weird, reports of you messing with other divas. And I remember you mentioning about regarding how he wanted to pretend he got Stephanie pregnant. Like I remember watching that interview, from Stephanie. That I was absolutely disgusted of. He has these weird, disgusting, trying to create all these weird, storylines into his company. Obviously, something is going on with that dude, and clearly something has been going on, behind the scenes. But now, like what Ryan Meadows had, said last week, or in a private chat, what he meant, he pretty much said, if you decide to take the money, and if you decide, to take take the promotion and put yourself in that situation, even I said, expect bad things to happen to you. Expect a lot of bad things to happen to you. If you're going to make a deal with the devil, yes, a lot of bad things are going to happen to you. And if you're going to try to seek justice only for the for the simple fact that, oh, he didn't pay you any money, and that's why you decide to come out with it, like I'm just like I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and call you a victim because you decided to put yourself in that situation. That includes Vince McMahon. That includes Leonidas, whatever that dude's name is. That includes Brock Lesnar, etc., etc. You decided to put yourself in that situation. It still doesn't absolve Vince McMahon from guilt. He still needs help, and you need to do
Well, I
something
mean,
with.
I would argue it does absolve him of guilt. If you're putting anything on her, then it clearly absolves him of guilt.
No, not
Because
no, not,
let's be real here. Why would you hire someone who's not qualified to do the job, knowing that remember we talked about it last week. She was in debt. She was in a situation where both her parents died, so she was in debt because obviously you have to cover funeral arrangements, probably medical stuff when it comes to medical, right?
mm-hmm.
You hire her who's not qualified for the job, but she's only there to be your sex toy, basically. And if you're trying to, if you're not understanding how someone who's in a desperate situation wouldn't take that job, but then realize early on that this is, she's in over her head, but yet all you're doing is concentrating on her and not him, then you're absolving him of blame.
No, we mainly talking about Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar here.
Yeah, but her situation has nothing to do with it. Her situation, like anyone saying, "Oh, she's crying foul and everything like that." Clearly, she's not crying foul like because John Laurinaitis corroborated her story. He said that this stuff happened, but he's trying to pass himself off as a victim also. Like at the end of the day, like look, when it comes to Brock Lesnar, is it unfair what's happening to him? Yeah, sure, it is unfair what's happening to him. But do I feel bad for him? No, I don't feel bad for him. Not even a little bit.
I mean, look, I mean, I feel bad for him? I mean, look, I'm still going to watch, his matches. I'm still going to appreciate all of his greatness because I officially had stopped watching wrestling once he left, and when he went to WWE. I think that was like the official last time I watched WWE because he was really the only main reason why I was still watching because of his dominance, right? So to me, do I feel bad? I mean, look, if he actually did these things, then there's really nothing to feel bad about. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I feel bad for her too, because once again, you're talking about how she was in a desperate situation. Like I said, if you want to make a deal with the devil, don't expect your life. You don't expect to be in some type of utopian lifestyle. That's not what's going to happen to you.
But
You're not going to be in You're not going to be living in paradise by making a deal with the devil. You're not.
here's the thing. Do we like? Do she like? I guarantee you, she didn't know how things were gonna go. As time went on.
Well,
I don't think she expected, him to fucking start, start asking her to fuck him and stuff like that. At least I don't think she was there for that reason.
I think she knew firsthand that it was he was going to ask for sexual favors.
I don't. Do you know that for a fact?
I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure
Pretty sure it's not sure, Steve.
I'm pretty sure that that's what I'm pretty sure she knew beforehand
I based on what?
based on what we read last week.
We didn't read anything last week. We read about it happening during at the time. We didn't read about how it started. The only based on what I've listened to, she was hired to a position because it was a mutual friend of theirs got them together, and he hired her because I guess the friend told Vince about her story and everything like that, so he hired her.
You know she could have still you know she could have just okay, let's say you're 100% correct and she didn't know anything about the extra favors that Vince McMahon was going to ask her for.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that's true, she could have said no and leave and just quit.
Probably.
No, but she decided to stay.
Probably, yeah. But the problem is you're talking about a guy who has a shit ton of NDAs and has gotten away with everything he's done over the years. So
Well,
even if she decided to be like, okay, I'm out, I'm done, nothing's gonna happen to him. Because nothing happened to him before then. And here's the thing that we all that I don't know if you forgot about this, but this never comes out if he continues paying her.
Yeah, she's only seeking justice because she's not getting paid.
Yeah, because that's the agreement that he, according to some people, forced her to sign.
Oh, I don't know about forcing her to.
No, that's what at least that was the implication. That he forced her to sign an NDA. Now, mind you, this is not the first NDA he has. He has multiple.
Yeah, and then and it's also been on record that he was stealing, from the company,
he was using company money to do it, and that's stupid. Fucking stupid to do that. But
yeah. You think people are not going to notice that money is missing? Yeah. Like millions of dollars is missing? Like come on, dude.
Which is part of the whole. This is part of the reason why he quit the first time. And then when he came back. Everyone, including his son-in-law, suggested, including no. Let me backtrack. Everyone in the board, including the guy he hired, his son-in-law, and his daughter, told him, "Please don't come back. There's more stuff on you." He knew and still decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm still coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is just how some people are wired. This is just how some people are wired.
Well, I mean, we could definitely move on. Like I said, I'm still going to support and watch, all of Brock's stuff, whether this is true or not. I'm actually looking forward to see if any other wrestlers, were involved, in this situation. But do I feel bad for Brock? I mean, not really. I mean, like you should have known, what in the world is going on. Like, come on, man. Like you made money, you got famous, you've dominated in 2 different leagues, and you've been a champion on 2 different leagues, and you decided to partake in this situation. I mean, look, bro, you you should know better. I'm pretty sure a lot of women come at you, but you decide to partake in this disgusting act, which is, shame on him, shame on Vince McMahon. But once again, like You make a deal with the devil. This is what happens. So we can move on. What's next?
Next one is last topic is you and Justice League,
Alrighty.
the
So
Suicide Squad.
okay. So first things first. We had a situation with Suicide Squad constantly being in delay, and the situation for me personally was that I was afraid that the game was not going to be good. And I remember you and I was watching trailers, you and I was watching gameplay footage together. And you said that you felt that the game was ugly looking,
Mhm.
that the gameplay was subpar or it was average. Everybody's doing the exact same thing. And that the graphics were so bad. I think you said it was last gen or the gen before that. I think that's what I think that's what you had said. Now you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I decided not to buy the game. And the reason why I decided not to buy the game is because I didn't want to be put in a similar situation of what I went through with Gotham Knights. Now, again, I'm not saying Gotham Knights is a bad game. I think the game is fine. Do I think it was worth $60? No. I should have probably waited until it went down to like at the very least maybe $50, and I should have waited because it was just a regular generic type of adventure game. So again, the game's fine. I did enjoy some of it, but I think it could have been better, and I have high expectations for a game like Gotham Knights because I'm a huge fan of those characters. I love reading the comics, and I just felt that they could have been better, especially how amazing Arkham Asylum was, and etc. etc. All the Batman games was fantastic. But sticking back to Suicide Squad, I did some digging. I watched some YouTube videos, watched some reviews, was trying to understand what people's main complaint was about the game. Now, before I do that, my issue at first was I had a feeling that a lot of people, including myself, was not going to enjoy the fact that we had to fight or kill our beloved characters. Now, let me remind you, Hoovy, and I know you was against this. A lot of people did not like the fact that in a game like Last of Us, people didn't like the fact that Joel had died and you had to play as one of the characters that actually killed Joel in Last of Us. People hated the game because of it, and then I think you disagreed with those people, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Now, as far as Suicide Squad, I am pretty sure a lot of people would have the exact same complaint, and they did. People did not want to go and fight the
Can,
Justice League characters. Go
can I
go
ask a
ahead.
question?
Go ahead.
What were their expectation when they bought a game called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? What did they expect was going to happen?
Well, of course they knew that you would have to fight against their beloved heroes. Of course.
So if they knew and they still complain, why am I listening to those people?
Why would you bother listening to those people?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this the same reason why those the other fans complained about the Last of Us video
No,
game.
they're not. It's not the same thing. Not even close to being the same thing.
You had to kill the good guys. Having of course
It's not the same thing.
why
Do I have to explain? Do I really have to explain it, Steve?
you mean to tell me that having to kill Joel is not the same as killing the Justice League characters?
No, they're not the same.
It is the same.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I think it's the
You
same.
okay? Do you want me to explain why it's not the same thing,
Go ahead.
Steve? What is the name of the game?
Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm. That's not it. That's
Kill
not
the,
it.
Kill the Justice League.
Yeah. So what was the expectation with the title?
That you had to kill the Justice League. Haven't now.
Okay. Right. Good. Right.
That
We're learning. We're learning. We're
that
learning.
that does not change anything.
No. I'm going to explain to you in a second. Now, in The Last of Us Part 2, there was no all it's called is The Last of Us Part 2. There was no intimation
I knew he
that
was gonna do that.
wait, tell the truth.
I knew he was gonna.
Tell
I
the
knew I
truth.
need to do this.
Tell the truth.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the results.
It doesn't matter about the results. It's
It
about
does
the
matter.
expectation. No, it doesn't. No, the expectation does matter. You went into Justice League knowing what the goal was. You didn't do that with The Last of Us. No one had no clue before. I think what happened was some of the gameplay stuff got leaked. But let's say it didn't get leaked.
People knew already anyway, because the leakage and the spoiler stuff that happened way before the game came out.
Okay, understood. But there was no expectation before that the goal of the game was to kill Joel. That's not the goal. It's a storyline. It's a storyline. It's a story plot. It's a plot in the game. The death of Joel. When it comes to the Justice League, that's the actual goal. Because it says it in the title. Suicide Squad to kill the Justice League. It tells you in the game. So if you don't want to kill the Justice League, that's perfectly fine. Don't play the game. But we live in a society where all people want to do is complain. That's it. Now, again, I'm not saying you don't have a right to complain about how they did it. Because I've heard some people complain about how they did it. That's perfectly fine. I don't know if we should go through spoilers or not. I don't know if you're in the chat, like if we're gonna spoil the game. And I don't give a shit because I wasn't gonna play this garbage anyway. But if you don't want the game spoiled, then I will log off now. Right? But when it comes to like Flash, right? People didn't like the boss fight because it was too crazy, right? Because obviously the way you would fight the Flash is gonna be difficult anyway, right? Which is naturally speaking. But what happened was they kill Flash, and then they do their banter or whatever, and then Boomerang comes out, whips out his dick and pees on Flash. Right? Now, if you didn't like the way they did it, I'm perfectly fine with it. But if you're complaining about the idea of killing the Justice League, that's what the game is. That's what the game is. When it comes to Joel, no one had no idea what was going to happen in the storyline. No one knew.
Mm-hmm.
Up until the leaks. But it was never. If it said, "Oh, Last of Us Part 2, Joel's death," then people don't have a right to complain. As far as I'm concerned, you don't have a right to complain because you knew what was going to happen. Now, the reason why I don't have a major issue with Joel dying, because one, I didn't play the game, so it didn't really matter to me.
Okay.
But two, and more importantly, it's a story. It's a story. It's the creative vision about what happened with the character. And if their vision, what's going on, Ruben? How you doing, man? And if it's their vision to have one of their characters die, it's their vision. Like I said, you can have a problem with how they did it, but if that's their vision, I'm going to let their vision play out. And I'm not going to compromise my vision because a bunch of crybabies are in the chat or are crying because one of their heroes died. Because part of what made that death so important is how much they love the character. That's how
Okay.
these things happen. That's how these things happen. Like beloved characters do die. It's a part. It's a part of reality. But they're not. But they're not the same because the expectation for the Justice League was that you had to kill the Justice League.
Okay, but see the reason why I'm having this argument with you
Mhm.
is because you're okay. You and I was focusing on two different things. I was focusing on the result of that you had to pretty much fight against your beloved characters, right? And you're saying that well, it's different because they didn't know about it unless you had the leak when it comes to when it comes to Last of Us.
Mhm.
To me, the reason why people have the right to complain is because when you decide to make a game and fans are saying because we have two different fans here or pretty much the same fans. One we have one that says I cannot believe they're wasting time making a game where we have to fight the Justice League. We had those people. And of course you have the other people that will say, "Oh man, I do like the Suicide Squad or I do like the Justice League or I like both, and I cannot believe I have to kill my beloved heroes." But at the end of the day, having regardless of which one that you pick, they still have the right to complain because you're killing their heroes. So even if you decide to buy the game, or if you decide not to buy the game, people are still going to complain about it. They're going to complain whether they bought the game or not.
If you bought the game with the title to kill the Justice League, and you're upset that you had to kill the Justice League, then I don't want to hear anything from you. You're a moron who wanted to get upset. As simple as that. Like I said, if you don't like how it happened, or or like the dialogue that went about doing it, then that's fine. I can deal with that. But if you're just upset that you had to kill the Justice League in the game called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, then I legit don't. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear from these people.
What about the ones who is complaining even before they bought the game?
I mean, you can complain before, as long as you don't buy the game, then you can complain. It don't matter. But the fact is that that's what the game is called. That's what the game is. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But that's the expectation of the game.
I mean, okay. Look, I had a similar situation, with Gotham Knights, because a lot of people didn't like the fact that Batman died in the game. I also complained about that because I didn't want to have any spoilers. Like yeah, I did watch some gameplay, but I didn't want to know about anything about the story. And when I saw that Batman had died in the beginning of in the game, I was not happy. Of course, I wasn't happy. And what a lot of comic book fans are saying is that they are noticing a pattern of it seems like all these heroes they're constantly killing their heroes in these video games. And to me, Havenel, and look, I understand what you are probably going to say and what a lot of people are going to say. Well, when it comes to comics and when it comes to video games, it's two completely different industry. That's fair, 100% true. But you cannot expect me to believe that if people are not going to tolerate having their beloved characters die in the comics, the same thing is going to happen in video games. The same thing, you see the same thing happen in movies all the time. Like you mentioned, they want to have, I guess, um emotional impact on the audience, having their beloved characters die, whether it's in the movie or if it's in the video game or if it's in comic book. The reaction is never positive. They're always upset about that. You know what I'm saying? And then you get lack of support when you do it, when you actually execute it that way. And when it comes to video games, it's no different. People are going to complain about the story, and if people are not going to support a particular game because you have to fight, Batman and Superman and Flash, etc., etc., then yeah, you're not going to get a positive reaction from your fan base. You're not. It happened all across the board, regardless of what type of media is trying to produce for the fan base. It doesn't matter.
And to me, I would much rather be proud of my vision than succumb to a bunch of crybabies on the internet. That's just how I am.
But why?
I'm not. I'm. Go ahead.
I don't think you should have that type of mindset having up,
Why
because
not?
because the creativity of these characters, um because I think for you think there should be a free for all of whatever happens to these characters. And I think to a lot of people, these characters, they it's like okay, for let's use Spider-Man, for example. Right?
Hmm?
Let's use Spider-Man real quick for example. If they killed off Spider-Man, and your reason is, well, it's my character, I could do whatever I want with my character. People are not going to be happy with you, despite the fact that you own that character. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
And so if you kill off Spider-Man, even though you were the one that created it, that's still a disservice to your fan base. You
I mean,
shouldn't do that.
they can feel that way all they want. The fact
No,
is, it's my vision, is my creation. If you are such a fan of my creation that you were happy with how I created the character, so why is it that you're now upset and want me to curtail to your vision when you want me when I want to kill off the character? Why is it now because I'm killing off a character that I created that you like because I created that character.
Mm-hmm.
My character, the character that you love is based on my creation. But now I decided, you know what? Let me move on from this character. I'm gonna kill off this character, and why would you get upset about it?
Well, the same reason why we get upset when other characters die in movies or in the comics. We have a connection, with that character, and for you to just kill them off, yeah, your fan base is not going to be happy with you.
And
And
where did they get that connection from?
but it's going to be your fault that why it's not being supported.
I mean, I don't give a shit if it's supported. It's my vision.
But okay, but if it's not supported, that's not good for you, and it's not good for your business.
I would much rather be happy with my vision than allow my vision to be corrupted by a bunch of crybabies on the internet. That's just how I see it.
Wow.
That's how I see it. Like I said, you can argue over how he died or the symbolism about that person dying or whatever. That's fine. But you saying, "Oh, I don't want you to do this," no, absolutely not. Especially if it's my vision, absolutely not. You're not going to tell me what I do with my creation. If you created something, you want other people to tell you how to do your thing.
I wouldn't, I wouldn't mind, because I'm doing this for them. I'm not doing this
Then
for them.
you have no integrity when it comes to your stuff.
Yes, I do, because again, if I'm trying to give a product out, to a particular audience, I want my audience to be happy with my product.
But not everyone's going to be happy with your product.
Yeah, but you're not. But you're alienating pretty much everybody if you're going to destroy your own
No,
stuff. Yes.
no, I don't know. That's not true.
Yeah.
That's not
Absolutely.
true. That's
When you
not true.
decide when you decide to kill off somebody, yeah, that's a disservice to your fan base.
No, it's not.
Absolutely, it
It's
is.
absolutely not. Just to say, because here's the thing that you do, Steve. Right? You conflate. You find people who feel the same way you do, and you think that that's everybody. Now, it may be a lot of people, but it's not everybody. But you bring up The Last of Us Part 2 as if it wasn't a major success for them. That it didn't sell millions and millions of copies and it didn't spin off a popular TV show. The game was successful. The reason why this game is not successful is because this game looks like dog shit. Make no mistake about it. It has nothing to do with the Justice League or anything like that. This game is where it is because the game looks like absolute ass.
Well, I think it's a combination with the two.
No, I don't think the story has anything to do with it because anybody who's worth a damn would know what the story is.
Yeah,
you know what the story is.
Yeah, and if you have a lot of people that say I'm not going to buy the game because I don't support killing off my beloved heroes, then yeah, that's on the developers. That's not on the fan base. That's on the developers.
That's on the crybabies. Like, you know what the game is. If you don't like it, then tough shit. Then move on.
Well, yeah, they're not going
like to... I'm not going to sacrifice my vision to tell a bunch of crybabies on the internet. I'm not doing that. Just like when I bring it up to this show, I'm not going to change who I am just to make a bunch of people happy.
Oh, you're talking
about people happy.
Oh, you're talking about like the cursing.
Yeah,
we're going back.
I'm going to be who I'm going to be who I am no matter what. I'm not going to change for nobody. Like, I'm not.
Okay. Well, I wanted to show this, I wanted to show this clip, real quick. Not necessarily, read the article because I just I would prefer people to see what my complaint is than actually just reading a bunch of but then just reading an article. So
but you saw the video I posted. But hold on, before you do that, like, you can do that. But you saw the video I posted. Which game looks better?
Did I see the video that you posted?
Oh yeah, I guess you weren't paying attention.
No, I don't think I saw it. But this is what I wanted to showcase. Well, not showcase, but this is what I wanted to show. So let me give this dude his props, his flowers for showing off. Where is it? Okay, this one here. Let me know when you see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Nick Tech, I think that's his name. So this is his channel. So I want to give him his props, give him his flowers. Thank you for posting this video. So this is Suicide Squad. And as you can see this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. as you can see, he did the comparison with, I think it's Batman. I think it's, is it the first one or the second one? Regardless, Batman is a very old game.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead.
Last gen.
Yeah. And to me, hold on, this isn't it. Yeah, this is it. And to me,
I have comparisons also.
I
have comparisons also.
Okay. And to me, I said to myself, wait a minute. Wait a peeping minute. You mean to tell me, after all the delays, after all the updates that you said that you wanted to give the game, you mean to tell me that this wasn't better than the last gen game as far as graphics is concerned? Let me, I'm not going to play this whole thing. The whole thing is 5 minutes long, but I just wanted to show at least 2 clips. So this is how the game looks like in the open world view. Okay. So he's looking out, in the open world view. You can see how the game looks. It doesn't look impressive. This is what the Batman game looks. Dude, haven't now.
This same fucking studio.
What's up?
The same fucking studio.
Hooving 186. It is like night and day when you look at both games.
And I get it. Like, making games at night looks better than making games in daytime, right? You get extra lighting and all the other stuff. But you can't fucking tell me. You look at these 2 games and you can't tell me with a straight face that one looks next gen and the other one looks old. I would argue that Arkham Knight looks like a next gen game compared to Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and my bad for the for some reason when you go live, it kind of bro, look at freaking Harley Quinn,
Yeah.
bro. This looks like a PS3 game. Now maybe I'm probably over exaggerating, but you know what I'm saying. It man. Okay.
You don't look good.
Look at the difference in detail. Like look at the lighting. You know what I'm saying? Look, just look at the lighting. Look how the costume looks. The game looks fantastic on the left side, bro. And I'll say this: I'm very impressed what an old game Gotham Knights looks like till this very day. Like it looks very impressive even right now. You see, that's how you appreciate hard work and dedication when these developers make these games. Like you appreciate it. I mean, the game looks fantastic, but when you look at this, like, I'm sorry, this looks awful, awful. And this is the reason why I said, you know what? I'm not going to buy the game. I'm not going to buy the game. And I'm damn sure not going to spend 70 or and I think there's a deluxe edition, which is I think it's like $100. I'm not paying $100 for this. I'm not paying $100 for this. And dude, I'm sorry. If once again, you could see the clear difference between both games. Clearly see the difference between both games. And I just don't like the direction this company is taking the games. I feel like these people have gotten lazy. I don't know what is going on behind the scenes because obviously I'm
I know
talking.
exactly what anything.
Oh, go ahead. Tell me.
Warner Brothers is a bad studio. Is a bad company to work for.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that
It
simplifies
just,
it.
it just yeah, it is what it is. You look at what they did with Mortal Kombat One, right? You look at what they did with this game. You look at the stuff that they're doing with the movies. With some of the movies like they had this movie concept called Wiley um Wiley Coyote versus Acne, right?
Hmm.
It was a funny premise. John Cena was in that movie.
Yeah.
Um, movies getting canned because let me switch to my gameplay. Like
Hmm.
the movie's getting canned because of the merger. Because they want to use it as a tax write off. They're just gonna like the movie's already finished. Movie's already done, and they're just
Yeah.
gonna not never release it because they want to use it as a tax write off. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
they're a shit company. It is what it is.
Oh, okay. So
They're a shit
who's
company.
this guy this one that you're showing us? Okay. Are they comparing the same game that
Mm-hmm.
I compared it to? Got them
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Arkham Knights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think yeah, Arkham Knights. Yeah, Arkham Knights. Now, I don't know if you played any of the Arkham Knight series. I don't know
No,
if you
I
played
haven't.
them.
I should. No, I haven't. I haven't. I should though.
Oh, trust me, dude. I think, bro, you need to. I played them all. They're fantastic, fantastic games, and with not just with the great combat system. Oh, we're back on my side. Not just with the great combat system, but how you could, bro, like the controls is fantastic. Um, and when I see this,
And look at this. This is dog shit. This is
yes,
absolute dog shit. Look at this. Like, bro, here's the thing, right? And this is why I get upset about this type of stuff because we have so many more important things to get upset about than superheroes getting dying and all the other stupid shit. People bitching about woke culture and all the other stuff. You have
Okay.
a studio who made one of the best open world superhero games probably ever. Right? You
Mm-hmm.
look at games like this, and then you look at Spider Man. Those are kind of like the top two in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah, for sure, for
And then
sure.
they made this, and then you turn around and make that garbage in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this. This looks next gen.
Yes. Just look how she's able to maneuver, bro. Like, it just looks so amazing. Look what she does, bro. Just fantastic. Like, look, this makes me want to go back and play the game again just by watching this and discussing it with you. Look at this, bro. Just complete epic awesomeness. And now when I go back to this, which is supposed to be next gen on a PS5, on a like come on, bro. Like come on, like this is what you're going to give us. We have to spend $70 on garbage. $70 on garbage. And mind you, when they were talking about the deluxe edition, you get the full game on the deluxe edition, right? Obviously, you get the Justice League outfits, and it also says that you get three mask weapons, squad gold weapon dolls, and a freaking one battle patch token. Like to this day, I don't even understand what's the big deal about these stupid battle patch tokens. Like, you know what they're for?
Oh, no, all it is a game as a service. Their goal is just to create money, to create revenue, to so that people can spend money on the game year in year out, pretty much.
For cosmetics.
Hmm.
Yeah, not
And
interested.
look, I'm not that familiar with the Suicide Squad, but I
Hmm.
know it had more than four members. I know it had more than four members.
Yeah.
So they cheaped out on that. They cheaped out on that. The game looks terrible. The gameplay is derivative.
Hmm.
Like there's no redeeming quality to the game, and to me, that's far more important than anything else going on when it comes to the narrative to this game.
Right.
Far more important that you have a studio who made this, or the one that had to make that dog shit. That like this dog shit. That the studio that made Arkham Knight had to make this trash.
And now you see why I didn't want to buy the game, and why I decided not to buy the game right now. And I don't think I'm going to buy the game ever, but I am damn sure not going to spend $70 for this game. That's why I didn't buy it. Because like I said before, when we had discussed this, just a couple months ago, I was scared to death that the game was not going to be good and that the game was not going to look good. And here we have it. I was right. I knew the game wasn't going to be good, and I'm just not interested in spending my hard-earned money to pay for a game that doesn't even look like current gen. I can't support that type of stuff. I absolutely cannot spend that much money on a game that doesn't even look good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just unacceptable to me. Unacceptable. And and look, I understand what you're trying to say. I understand what you're saying about we should discuss more on the we should discuss more on the execution of the game, how the game plays, how the game looks, more than the narrative of killing your heroes, or if the game is being too woke. I know you mentioned the game being too woke, and I understand what you're trying to say. Like I understand that should be the more focus, and everything else should be secondary. Like, I get it. Um, let me. What is it that you're showing right now?
I don't know. This is just I guess water detail, water effects and stuff like that. Like in fucking Suicide Squad, there's no detail, there's no effects. And as you can see when he shoots the water and the thing, when he shoots water
Mm-hmm.
and in Arkham Knight, there's a reaction.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to
All right.
this, and
So
you're showing the car damage, all
yeah.
eight, all the car damage is the same. It's all the same. While here,
Now having a I'm gonna like pretty much cut it off here. But
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a one quick. This is going to be literally, I guess, just 1 minute. So this type of stuff is what you don't want. Oh, hang on. Let me um. All right, let me get out of here.
While you get to it, let me read some comments. Ruben said that I respect daring stories. I don't respect bad games. I 100% agree with him. I don't mind a studio taking a new step when it comes to storytelling. I don't mind that. What I absolutely will not accept is bad gameplay in bad games. And the reason why Suicide Squad sucks is because it's a bad game. I think, but I think the Kill Justice League was kind of mid, not really dog shit. No, okay, that's fair. He said that you can call that texture, one's leather, one's cotton. Yeah. So and Nolan, what's going on, bro? He said that Arkham Knights is cheap, is worth it. No, and yeah, I'll definitely give it a shot.
Trust me, you will not regret it. Like if you enjoy, because I know you enjoy a lot of different combat games, like I know with Spider
What
Man,
what what, what are you showing me
with
right now,
with God of War, and
Steve? What are you showing me right now?
no, I just wanted to make a point, real quick, real quick. So
All right. Well, you
this
got you got two people I don't want to hear from.
what do you have against from Eric?
I don't listen to. I don't have any interest in listening to what he has to say about anything. And the guy in the bottom, I definitely don't want to hear anything about him.
Well, the part that I'm playing, I don't think he's talking. I don't think he's talking. But
But,
this, yeah, I think this is what your main issue when you're referring to quote unquote these people.
okay,
It
go ahead.
Suicide Squad. And this is in the game. This is in the game, right? This is the shit that I'm talking about. Like, it's like, what the
What is heroic?
by the way, can you read that flag to me? What's this yellow? What is that?
We welcome all
Oh,
heroes.
But this is a new flag. I haven't seen that shit.
This is the Nazi swastika. Okay,
Okay. That's
Hitler back in the 30s
All right, it's gonna end.
rose to power, and his socialist for legitimate LGB people to run out of if they can get out of that.
I would love to know the conversation that when that's you're in a development cycle. I would love to know whose idea it fucking was, or if it was Sweet Baby said, "Hey, just fucking do it," and the dev was like, "This is stupid. Doesn't even make sense."
I'll tell you.
So the reason why I played this clip is because it seems to me that you have an L. Now I'm not saying that you despise people like that, but from what I've gathered over their times that we've been doing these podcasts, you don't want to hear from these people. Is because are you saying that they focus too much on for example, the narrative of killing Justice League, or if they're being too woke instead of the actual game itself, or maybe I'm wrong about that because it seems what you're trying to say is that everything else should not even be discussed at all. Is that the only thing that should be discussed is the gameplay and the gameplay only?
Is that what the game is supposed to be judged upon? Isn't that right?
Well, yeah, that's very true. But we also complain about the story, even if the gameplay is good.
Yeah, sure.
Gears of War is a prime example of that.
Yeah, sure. I don't mind that. But I particularly do not want to. I definitely not from the guy in the bottom. I think that guy in the bottom is a fucking moron. Who I have no interest in hearing about at all.
Oh my god! But before you go, what's your issue with Babyface? Or I think that's his name, Babyface. What's your issue with him?
I don't want to get into it, but he the only time I heard it from him is that he was bitching about you had to use pronouns in Starfield. I think we talked about it.
The Silverback Baby. Yeah, go ahead.
Anything he has to say after that, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear anything from him.
You talking about the pronoun stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't just him. A lot of people complain about that.
And those are people I don't want to hear from. Legitimately, I don't want to hear from those people because they're the people who are bitching about the stuff that don't matter at the end of the day.
I mean, okay. Look, last thing, and then we'll call it quits. Last thing for me is that I don't have an issue at all if you're complaining about a particular game that has. Now look, people do this for comics and movies as well, but to stick to video games, if you're going to complain about story, if you're going to complain about how the character looks, if you're going to complain about if a game is too woke, or they're shoving stuff, or a particular character dies, none of those things have anything to do with gameplay. But I still think shouldn't be an issue if you're going to critique or give negative reviews about a particular game. Because I wouldn't consider that nitpicking. If a story in a game is bad, you're still going to say it's bad even if the gameplay is good. And I think you have and I think you should give those people grace if they're going to complain about stories, or if they're going to complain about a game being too woke and they're shoving it down your face or shoving it down your throat.
I'm not giving grace to anybody who's only talking about who's not going to talk about the actual gameplay itself.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I have that's all I have to say. There's nothing else for me to to mention here. We were 3 hours in. Look, I'm like I said, I'm a fan of Eric July. Matter of fact, I even bought I even bought his latest book called Alpha Core. I mean, it's a pretty much the book that he made. So I bought that just recently. And he's still doing very good with his company. Proud of him. I'm glad that he's doing great. So big shout out to you, Eric July. And overall, I'm not gonna get the game, at least not right now. The only time I'll probably give the game a try is if when the game goes down to the $40. I'm not paying $50. I'm not paying $60, and that's all I really have to say.
Okay. All right. On that note, let's get out of here. Let me do a roll call. Nolan, thank you for watching. Ruben, thank you for watching. Ryan Meadows, thank you for watching. Rudolphi, thank you for watching. Brian, thank you for watching. Critical Drop, thank you for watching. Malta, thank you for watching. Whitney, thank you for watching. David, thank you for watching. Conspiracy Agent, thank you for watching. And that, I believe, is it. So, yeah, so, good show today. I actually thought we did good on time. I know you gotta go to work tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta wake up early too, but I did gotta take my mom to work. But yeah, so at you guys' earliest convenience, I am going to do the timestamps. Obviously I did timestamps for 124, part 1 and part 2. I'm going to do timestamps for 125, and what I also am going to do, I am going to go back to the older episodes and put timestamps on some of those as well, at least the ones that I missed. So I'll definitely do that. Steve, I know you're still working on the videos the individual videos that for the topics as well. If you want to do that,
Yep.
you know. So yeah,
Yeah,
good.
we're definitely working, as a team here. You take, some assignments and I take some. So yeah, I think it'll definitely speed the process, and it's another way of how we could continue to make the product better. And so I'm gonna, finish with all that stuff, and I'm definitely looking forward to another episode next week. And yeah, it definitely should be good. But and once again, congratulations again to you on the new place. I'm still waiting for that tour. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for that tour and celebrate. So it's definitely gonna be good. Go ahead.
I mean, you can come by anytime you want. I know it's busy, so we're all busy. But yeah, whenever you're ready, you can come by. You come over.
Yeah. All right. So sounds good. So yeah. With all that being said, everyone, can you give a real quick like and share it on Twitter? I'm not calling that thing X. I'm calling it Twitter. Sharing on Twitter, IG, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever social media that you have, so that more people could watch, and we will continue to make more. So this is the Traditionalist 101 signing out, and have a good one.
186. Bye, you guys.